Me.
Incredibly traumatized 12-year-old.
Hi. Although he's not, I don't know how old he is.
He doesn't even know how old he is.
Bootlegger whose backstory gets edgier with every session.
Yo.
Alrighty. Recap what happened last session. Y'all got in the train, walked through the train, found some weird-ass rooms, and had a debate about a refrigerator. And then found this weird-ass, biblically accurate angel lady, who basically went, if you want to get past me, you're gonna do my fucking trial. And the party went, okay. They found themselves in a weird-ass forest, walked along the path in the weird-ass forest, and eventually got separated in bodies that weren't their own. Basically in the body of a kid named Francis, who was not having a very funky time in an old-style mental institution. After the party finished their fun experiences, they got back together, saw a kid with, like, messy black hair in that same kind of, like, uniform, basically just erupt into an eldritch abomination that looked suspiciously like the conductor, and then found themselves in a black plane of existence where they had to justify whether or not they would take vengeance on, you know, the people who abused them. Which they all passed, none of them died yet. And the party continued on. They found this place that had some smooth jazz. Bud found a cool hat. And by that I mean he found a fedora. Bud found a fedora. And the party went, ah yeah, smooth jazz, and went to bed. In the next room, the party went, wow, look, a vending machine. Edward touched the vending machine and summoned the Scourge of Sorrow and Loss on the party on accident, because Skid rolled 13 apparently twice. And Edward got sliced into Edward fillets. After Bucky and Bud having, you know, I guess mostly Bucky having absolute trauma, cauterizing Edward's wound, broke down afterwards, had a very deep conversation with Bud, and now everyone is kind of, like, asleep or in some kind of daze. Cool?
Except for Bud.
Except for Bud, who's currently just kind of sitting there.
He is emotional supporting, but yes.
Alrighty. Okay.
See how much I need to turn this music down.
It's not that loud. Edward. You wake up, or seemingly wake up, in a distorted, non-Euclidean train car, not unlike the one that you passed out in. The soft jazz being replaced by warped and discordant music. Dancing shadows seem to taunt around the edges of your vision, and a soft voice seems to whisper all around you. Hey! Hey! Wake up! Sir, you have to wake up. Wake up. What would you like to do? Your mom called you Skid! Good timing, Skid. We'll just let the ominous music keep playing.
Mm-hmm.
You saying Skid was so loud in my headphones that my mom heard it. But she wanted to call and have an update on the situation with my roommate, and also because she wanted to tell me how my pop is doing because she had to change his heart monitor. Anyway, sorry. My mom was concerned. And what happened?
Do I need to read the monologue? Okay.
Yes.
Edward.
Yeah.
You wake up in a distorted, non-Euclidean train car, not unlike the one you passed out in. The soft jazz music being replaced by warped and discordant melodies. Dancing shadows seem to taunt the edges of your vision, and a soft voice seems to whisper all around you. Hey! Hey! Wake up! Sir, you have to wake up! Come on! Wake up! What would you like to do?
He, like, blinks a couple times, like, kind of, like, still, like, lazily, as he kind of, like, lifts his head a bit, and he goes, I'm what you could call the concept of being awake.
No, you're not.
Not?
No.
So I can keep sleeping.
No, do not close your eyes. Do not go back to bed.
Okay.
You see the train car as you kind of look around begin to twist and condense around you. Bright pink eyes seem to stare through every cracking window. Pink tendrils slowly begin to ooze in through the cracks in the metal, and you hear the voice calling you by your name. Edward O'Sullivan! wake up. What would you like to do in order to try and wake yourself up out of whatever hellhole you're in? By the way, Skid, to set the scene, the train,
Yay.
you know like how in when going towards black holes, things will start to spaghettify?
Yes.
Think like that, but also everything's slowly starting to twist and crack. With, like, the conductor's eyes staring at you through every single window. With, you know, those
Amazing.
creepy-ass tendrils basically slowly coming in through the walls.
Well, Edward, in his, owie zowie, I just had a major injury, almost died state, is going to do the stereotypical thing you do when you're, supposed to be awake right now. He's gonna pinch himself.
Alrighty, please roll me against your willpower.
Against my willpower? Okay. Dice.
Nice!
89 out of 80. Yikes.
That fails. You do not wake yourself up by pinching yourself. So, you basically see the train car continue to contort and, like, basically, at this point, you kind of, like, huddled back underneath this, like, table as much as you can, but you could see everything getting closer and closer. It's, like, basically, the tendrils are, like, basically reaching towards you, about to, like, basically wrap around your limbs at this point.
Yay!
What else would you like to try?
I want to slap myself.
Please roll against your willpower again, and don't roll an 89 this time, Skid.
16 out of 80.
Alrighty, yep, that succeeds. So, Edward, you basically slap yourself on the cheek pretty hard, you feel it sting, and you basically look, you blink, and you basically wake up in the train car with not like a jolt because you're injured, but with like a sudden start. You're now awake, everything hurts, but you are no longer dying.
He
and
groans.
you're out of whatever hell you were just in.
Yippee. Edward, first thing he does is groan and just put his head back down on the floor.
What? No, do not play whatever that is.
Maya hey, Maya ho, Maya ha, Maya ha ha.
Alrighty. So, you wake back up in the train car. You see Bud is basically holding a currently asleep Bucky in his arms. Just kind of chilling. You kind of... But you basically see, Edward, like, basically slowly his eyes open as only his head turns to look at you.
He, like, you hear him groan very loudly as he, like, as he looks at you, and he kind of, like, taps on the floor, kind of like, hey.
Hey.
I'm alive.
Mm-hmm.
Unexpected.
And then from there, Bud goes, "You seem pretty nonchalant about it for someone who doesn't like his blood."
Oh, I definitely don't like it. That's why I'm trying not to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Edward, as you kind of are laying there, you see your blood is pooled all around you, drying on the floor.
He starts looking up instead at the table, no longer actually looking at Bud.
As you look up at the table, you see like where your blood splattered when you originally got cut is on the table.
You see him like frowning, goes, and he like goes to look back at Bud, kind of like squinting now to get the blood out of his vision. He goes, yeah, I should be dead right now.
Oh yeah, you certainly should to me.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in pain?
Yes.
How much?
On a scale of 1 to 10, 100.
100?
100.
Yeah.
But I almost died. It's not really the best kind of experience to go through.
Sounds fair enough. And then from there, as he's basically kind of like, you know, like how you kind of like have like a sleeping pet in your arms, but it's kind of doing like the same thing too, but more so like basically just stroking Bucky's head, like so like as he was a cat.
Edward, with his arm still on the ground, kind of like points to Bucky and he goes, "What happened to Bucky?"
So Bucky, like you with your dying episode, he had so with him he had what it was called a flashback episode. Shell shock, as the soldiers of World War I like to call it, or the boys during the Great War like to call it. Did my best to calm him down, took him a while for him to stop yelling and blaming himself about something about his brother named Joey.
Ah.
I tried my best to calm him down, and I think it got to work.
I mean, sleep is the most calm you can get, aside from death.
Oh, that is just so exhausted. He had nothing else to do but sleep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not prepared to use our water to clean out the blood.
Yeah, sure, yeah, I don't mind sitting in my pool of blood for a little bit longer. Feels great.
Edward, you know for a fact you do not have the strength to get up right now.
Yeah, he's being entirely sarcastic. He could not get up. Hey, bud, have you ever bathed in your own blood before?
Several times.
Edward isn't sure how to react to that.
So, Bud goes, yeah, deal goes wrong at a speakeasy. Rival gang tries to shows up with a couple of Chicago typewriters. Yeah, you get clipped a few times.
Ouch.
Always a convenient back alley doctor somewhere. I got a good one. His name is Stu.
Stu.
His name changes every time you meet him, but the one I remember the most is Stu. But
makes sense.
But yes, I have been. I have had moments where I was covered in my own blood and other people's.
Edward looks down at himself and then immediately looks back up at Bud and goes, this is a first for me.
Not one the kind of another kind of cherry you want. So not the kind of cherry you want to pop.
Nope. To be fair, I have seen a lot of people sleeping in their own blood, but I never expected myself to be in this position. It's not an enjoyable one.
So as you're kind of talking, Bucky, you kind of hear Edward sarcastically say, it's not very, very tired and in pain, say it's not an enjoyable one. As you feel Bud is basically stroking your head like a cat as you slowly start to wake up.
Bucky's gonna do the little, like, I don't want to be awake whine, and sort of just lean closer to the person, he doesn't know who yet, holding him.
Somebody's
He's not that awake.
Welcome to hell.
Nah, we're in the closest thing to it. One of the rings of hell, I would assume. Now, what kind of sins did you create, you little bugger? And then from there, what Bud does, he takes two fingers and he does like a playful rolling his fingers on Bud's forehead as a way to basically how you mess with a cat by moving its head around.
Bud or Bucky?
Bud is doing that to Bucky's forehead.
Okay, because you said your name twice. I'm like, huh?
BU names.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an oversight on our part. Bucky's gonna swat at his hand, but he's definitely not alert and fully misses. I don't want to wake up.
Oh, trust me. I'd rather be in the dream than this nightmare.
I'm just glad I'm alive.
Hey.
In excruciating, awful pain. Bathed in my own blood, but alive.
Hey, doctor,
As soon as-
your patient. Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, as soon as Bucky hears Edward's voice and fully processes that it's Edward talking, things start to slot back in place of what just happened before he fell asleep. And he's gonna immediately 100% awake, shoot up, not stand up, but go from this little curled position to sitting up. Okay, he's awake now.
Edward kind of lifts his head a bit, so that way he can get a better look, and he like once again taps on the floor because he can't really move too much aside from like his wrist, his fingers, and his head. So he like
Yep.
so he taps on the floor and he goes, "Morning, sleepyhead."
Dad,
Mm-hmm.
you're alive.
Yep. Barely.
Holy shit, you're alive.
Uh-huh. Barely.
I didn't know that was gonna work. I was shooting in the dark.
Well, you did a good job. I mean, everything still hurts, but I'm not dead, which is surprising. He kind of like leans his head back down, back in his own blood because he has nowhere else to put his head, and he goes, he kind of like taps like twice on the floor, and he goes, could you guys maybe move me?
Oh, this involves a strength check. Oh god.
The floor
Yeah,
isn't exactly comfortable.
If you
And-
want to move Edward onto like one of the booths, both of you cooperating, please roll me strength.
The floor isn't exactly comfortable, and I would appreciate not having to look at my own blood in every direction I look in. That'd be great.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, you did get rended open by psychic energy, so, like, that would cause some
Underneath
splatters.
A table?
Underneath the table,
Yeah.
where you're
Which means
still
it's-
currently laying!
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Trying to
You should quit being his gumshoe and work at a park because of how much of a good fountain you can be.
50. I need to beat 50. Think I can do that? Hopefully. Nope. Shit. Nope. So, Bud?
What?
You gonna help Bucky move Edward out from under the table?
I'm assuming that's a fail, Bucky.
Barely.
Okay,
Just
so as you
barely.
basically take and you basically start to slowly drag Edward out from underneath the table. Edward, you
Ow.
kind of get dragged.
Ow.
You know, like it
Ow.
doesn't like hurt that bad because Bucky's being very gentle. But as you kind of like get dragged by like the tail part, like by like the shoulders of your coat, you move to about like here before Bucky. You can't really move him much farther. You're not sure how you're gonna lift him to get him up onto the booth. But you're not in a pool of your own blood now.
I just dragged it across the floor is what just happened.
True
By a
enough.
child.
By a child. So you
child.
basically see a trail of your own blood behind, like where you're now looking up from under the table.
Great. Edward looks up at Bud because he's still on the floor, and he goes, "Do you want to help?"
Still enjoying the scene. Anyways, Bud just shrugs to himself as he just walks over, and then he grabs him, and then he basically like hoists him up.
Alrighty, please roll me strength to hoist him up onto the booth.
The booth, got it.
We're gonna put him on this one so that he can just lay. 18.
Yeah.
Alrighty, yep, that's a success no matter what. Okay, so basically you lift Edward onto this booth and kind of like lay him down. Edward, you're no longer laying in any sort of pools of blood. Like the back of your coat still is a little bloody, but taking that off would potentially like, mess with the wound right now.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to deal with that. However, you are out of the pools of blood.
Edward gives a thumbs up.
Mm-hmm.
Better. Much more comfortable.
Do you have to treat it like a horse with blinders with the blood?
Edward can look at his blood. He's very uncomfortable with it.
Bud just basically undoes like a layer of clothing, and then from there he puts like his coat over Edward's eyes,
What are you doing?
You don't want to see your own blood, do you?
No. I mean, I can't see it on the ceiling.
And then
That's kind of the only place I'm looking.
from there it goes, Bud,
This is fine too.
Bud begins to just tighten the knot behind your head, so it looks like you're wearing like a bandana, but it's covering your eyes.
I don't think this is all necessary.
Oh. Bud just shrugs and he sits down.
Alrighty. Is there anything else you would like to do before the next thing happens?
Yeah, I want to talk to Layla.
Okay, so you kind of like tap, like half-heartedly tap the glowing eye next to your like, you know, that's kind of been hovering by your shoulder. Life.
Mm-hmm. Are you okay, Layla?
Well, Dad told me that you were probably gonna be okay, but I wasn't sure if he was actually telling me the truth, but now that you're awake, I'm feeling better.
That's good. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Layla, can we hear it or is it all internal?
No, it's in Edward's head.
Yeah,
Okay.
you basically just hear Edward having a one-side conversation.
Yeah, it's like when someone's talking on like like has AirPods in and they're talking to someone so you can't hear the other person. It's like that.
Okay.
Oh god, he's delirious.
Edward,
Don't walk
he's
in.
blindfolded, but
Don't-
he glares at Bud.
So
He goes but through the blindfold.
Yeah, from where Bud's voice is, he glares at Bud.
You end up glaring directly into a wall. So Bucky, you're kind of sitting like kind of like down on the floor, and you see Edward head like slowly tilt up, and you see him like his forehead scrunch as he narrows his head right into this wall.
Dad, let's help you with that. And he's gonna, like,
don't walk into the light.
the bench is not.
Don't chase the
really
rabbit.
Squares.
What?
That's fine. But I'm just gonna say for roleplay purposes, you're on the bench.
I'm on the bench by his head, and I'll take the jacket off and chuck it at Bud.
Alrighty, you don't realize you're staring directly into a wall.
Okay, Edward lifts his head a bit to glare directly at Bud then.
Alrighty,
Excuse
you
you.
kind of like slowly like look from under the table to glare at him.
I'm talking to Layla.
Mm.
She is still here, you know.
Hi, Layla.
Edward, you hear in your
What
head.
was that?
You hear in your head, Edward. Hi, Bucky. You see her kind of like you see the eyeball kind of like turn, the orb kind of turn in your direction, and kind of like the light blink out as if, you know, like it was blinking. And Edward, you hear, is he doing okay?
Here,
He
I'll
has a
ask.
lot of blood on him.
I think it's all mine.
No shit. Fuck.
Bucky, Layla says hi and wants to know if you're doing okay.
Physically, yes. Mentally, no.
There you go, Layla.
You see Layla you hear Layla kind of make like a sad, like, you know, like the sad child, like, whimper. That.
Aw.
Are you all gonna be okay?
I'm sure we'll all be fine.
You hear like a little pause, and then you hear her like kind of, you see the eye kind of like float like it right into your line of sight, so you don't have to like crane your neck to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, back when I was, I guess, not like I am now, it normally took a long time for stuff to heal. Do you think that's
Mhm.
gonna be the same for you?
Oh yeah. Bigger wounds usually take longer to heal than smaller wounds, so this might take a while. But I'll
Are
be
you-
fine eventually,
Okay.
as long as it doesn't get infected.
You hear a pause. It better not.
It better not, you're right.
I don't want to lose anyone else. You guys are my friends.
Mm-hmm. Don't want to lose any of you either. Or find myself in a layer of hell.
You're talking
Worst
to
comes
nothing.
worst.
That's
Edward
to
gestures with his hand to Layla.
To the eyeball, the floating the floating spherical eyeball.
That all of us can see.
Yeah, all you can see the eyeball.
Yeah,
You just
Edward
can't hear her.
looks to Buddy and goes, Layla's right here. She can hear you.
Hey,
You hear Layla kind of like in your head, Edward. Hi, Bud. Wait, Bud looks pretty okay.
Mm-hmm. Layla says hi, Bud.
so hello, Layla.
You
Yeah,
hear
he's fine.
you see Layla's eye kind of like blink. So should I let you sleep now? You look tired.
Seeing as I just woke up, I don't feel the most tired. Everything just hurts.
It doesn't have a head. Why does it have? Why does it skin for the eyeball? For the eyeball.
It doesn't have skin. The blink is basically like, okay, I described this before when you guys were in the Crimson Gardens. But basically, whenever Layla quote unquote blinks, the eyes glow slightly.
Uh-huh.
So the glow of the eyeball basically just disappears. So it basically looks kind of opaque for
Mm.
like a bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by it blinks. It literally blinks out like a light bulb.
I wish I had whiskey. And then from there, Bud just lays that folds his clothes into a pillow and just lays on his side trying to fall asleep.
Alrighty, would you all like to take another long rest?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alrighty, you don't get any
need a
benefits
health
because you're
point.
currently suffering from a major wound, Skid.
Yay.
But everyone else regains 1 hit point. If you're injured. So Tam, good job, you're now at 8.
I'd like to mention that Bud has not taken a single point of damage yet.
We should change
Yeah. No!
that.
Bad! Skid! You got crit! Do you really want to test fate again?
Why not?
Well, I mean, so far it's been a progression of pain. So we've had about half dead, actively dying. We don't want to die.
Exactly, I just love Danik. The first attack, Ponyta, Lacrima, regular, extreme success. Damage, 4, that's perfectly fine. Extreme damage, 10.
Uh-oh.
On the fucking thing. I just love, Skid, you take 14 damage? What? You take 14? I have 11 hit points! Yeah?
Fucking dies.
Fucking dies. That's why I described it how I did, is you getting rended almost in half.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so you all take, a couple hours to just sleep and just like Edward, you take the time, even if you don't want to doze off, given what your body has been through, like you're physically exhausted, even if you're not mentally. So even though you try to stay awake, the fact that you're so physically exhausted means that you do eventually doze off as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Bucky, once again, same with
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Because of
I've
adrenaline
been
doesn't
through a lot.
Yeah, Bucky's been through a lot, and Bud, you're just tired because you've had to deal with all the secondhand effects of this shit. So you'll take some time to rest and just stop freaking out, stop, having all these issues, etc., etc. So, after a couple hours, though you guys have no frame of time, it's been a couple hours in canon. You kind of start to hear, as you all, kind of wake up and, drink some water, you guys, you all basically drink some water, etc., etc., and, wait, actually, which one of you would change and would bandage up Edward?
Bud would, because he's been around enough. He's been around enough shankings to the point he kind of knows what to do at this point.
Alrighty, yeah.
But not until taking off Edward's clothes.
Your clothes are currently, rended open?
You don't have a choice on whether or not they stay on.
Yeah, kind of. You do have to. Bud does manage to take your overcoat off.
Good enough.
However,
Unbutton shirt.
yeah, unbutton his shirt, etc., and then basically just wrap the bandages around you. So, you get yourself bandaged. You still, even just the little bit of having your back lifted off the ground is incredibly painful. But it's better to have it bandaged and covered than not.
During the process, instead of saying ow, Edward looks directly up at Bud and goes, "This is incredibly painful." Just thought you should know.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so as this is happening, you all start to hear, like, the faint sounds of, like, breathing. Like, you know when someone's, like, you know, like when dogs are sleeping, how you'll hear them breathe, like, incredibly loudly?
Mm-hmm.
You kind of start to hear the faint sounds of that, just echoing through the train car, through the jazz music.
Bud, breathe. So, not Bud. Bucky, breathe through your nose, not your mouth.
You can't hear me when I breathe. I breathe incredibly shallowly.
Shallow.
You were snoring.
Yes, that. I'm not currently asleep.
Bud.
Hmm.
If you're talking about the breathing, it's still happening.
Yeah, it's still happening.
I think, now this is just a hunch, something is drawn to that massive pile of blood underneath that table.
Bucky's gonna get up from
That's
where
my
he's
best
been
guess.
seated. Not seated. Seated up by Edward's head and, like, get up, get his knife out of his bag and start to, like, slowly walk back.
Alrighty, so you start to slowly take a couple steps back away. By the way, the breathing is coming from around here.
Oh,
like
so from the
this
car
way.
we already went? We were already in. Great.
I was assuming he was in the other direction.
Yeah, so you hear kind of like you hear as you guys are kind of talking, it slowly is starting to get louder and slowly starting to get, like, closer. But given that this is, like, you know, a thick boy door, you can't see anything.
Does it have a window?
The door, no.
Can I see outside in any way?
You can look outside, you kind of look around, but you can't really get a good view into the other car.
Oh, so it's in the car. It's not
Yes.
like in the...
It's in the car. It sounds like it's coming from behind, like, in here.
Okay. I might go look at that. Good idea or bad idea?
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Edward kind of like pats the seat because that's his really only way of moving and communicating or getting anyone's attention. He goes, "Yeah, that is an awful idea." To be
Here.
fair, whatever
You
comes
are
in this
currently-
car is going to come after me first, since I'm easy prey, seeing as I'm practically half dead.
Exactly. That is why I'm checking it out, because you are currently unable to move, and Hop over there can shoot stuff. So, better
I can
defense.
shoot stuff. I just can't reach for my gun right now. It's in there some. It's like he like gestures towards like his
His
waist
coat laying on the table.
His coat laying on the table. I can't exactly reach my arm up that far.
You're about as useful as a soggy cardboard box. Lie down.
I'm more like a French fry. He like puts his head back down onto like onto the seat.
So,
I'm a soggy French fry of a man.
Bud,
What?
you know I don't like guns. Be ready. I'm gonna go check it out, whether or not you guys think it's a bad idea.
I give you a thumbs up.
Alrighty.
What?
I give you a thumbs up.
Okay. I'm gonna try to not be in this thing's line of sight, but still check it out. Then hopefully not die in the process. Not dying? Question mark?
There you go. Gotta put on suspenseful music. Hold up.
Ah, shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean anything bad's going on. It just means I need to put on suspenseful music.
It usually does mean something bad's gonna go on.
I'll be fine.
Right. As you enter the previous train car, pondering what it could be, the rest of you who are in the previous train car hear the sounds of soft jazz slowly scratch out, a soft humming noise replacing them and filling your ears. Bucky, as you enter the train car, you see that a long shadow filters into it in a humanoid shape. as you slide the train car door open. You don't see anything exactly amiss, however, the shadow does not appear to be coming from anywhere in particular. Please roll me spot hidden.
Think I'm good at that.
Let me actually
I
roll
think-
for
The
stealth.
walls are speaking Latin again.
They are!
But actually, I'm decent. Not great. What's fun? Ooh, I win. I win. I win.
What kind of success is that?
That's a 32 out of 50.
So a regular success. You don't see shit.
But I win.
You succeeded. That doesn't mean you succeeded against its hard success. Successes are not created equal. So as you kind of look around, you kind of like look to where you think the shadow is originating from, and you kind of narrow your eyes, and you think you see a flicker of movement come from like here-ish.
From where?
Or I'm pinging.
I was looking somewhere else. Okay.
Okay, that's enough pings.
Skid.
I'm scared!
They don't do anything.
There's so many of them! Stop! Okay!
Do they all appear at the same time? Because I'm like equally spacing them.
Yes! It's like a heartbeat! Stop doing that! Okay, well, right there!
Oh wait, you mean right there? Right here?
Cam, what would you like to do?
This is a dumb idea, but I'm doing it anyway. Hello?
You don't hear a voice, but you see like a twinkle of almost golden light from behind the chair.
Okay, I might not have seen you before, but I did see that.
I like
You
immediately
see
after you
basically,
said
like,
that the Latin
you see-
intensifies.
You see kind of like the top of the creature's head kind of poke out, and you see like, you know, a head of kind of like messy black, like the top of someone's head with messy black hair kind of like poke above the seat line. And you notice that basically around its head there appears to be a bunch of like twinkling kind of golden star-like lights.
Hey,
Just is that all you say?
you're a naive little child. You don't know what this thing is.
Alrighty. As you basically like cower back in fear with your knife outstretched, you see a boy kind of like poke his head and like, you know, upper body above the chair. He appears to be no older than 12. His ears extend out like an owl's, drooping downward as if unable to hold up their own weight. Soft, twinkling golden lights flicker around his head, and he wears a quaint black uniform. Freckles cover his face and arms, and you hear a soft voice ring out in your head. I'm not here to hurt you, you know. You don't have to be so scared.
Yeah. It was a noise. Don't really have a good history when it comes to people not hurting us here. Sorry if I'm a little protective.
You could put that sharp object down, you know. You're kind of still pointing it at me?
My pocket?
Yes, that. Could you put that down? You're like holding it at me, and you know, it's not normally considered polite to point weapons at people.
No. But I don't know.
You notice, much like the girl, his eyes are closed.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Were you the person who hurt my dad?
Huh? No, I mean, I don't know who your dad is, but I don't normally hurt people, so I don't think so. I mean, unless I did something I wasn't aware of. That isn't me. You notice that the voice you heard and his voice do not sound similar.
Okay, good to know. Thank you. He's gonna fold the knife because it's a foldy knife. Fold the knife and put it in his pocket so that it's not as like hard to get.
So you're
as
not
it's in his bag.
actively putting a knife out of the space. All right, let me just post this
Yeah.
image in Alrighty. You know, if I wanted to hurt you, I would have done so already, right? You guys are fragile. One injury in the wrong spot, and you're out for weeks. If I'd
Or
wanted to
forever.
do... Mm-hmm. It's not like that with me. So, but I've seen it happen. Quite a few times.
Yeah. Something. Maybe not you. Maybe think not you. Hurt one of the people with me, and the warden also technically hurt me, but that was honestly justified. Like that was stupid. But yeah. Who are you?
Oh, me? Well, that's a good question, but at least according to the other two, well, they call me Amatis, but I don't know if that's my actual name or not. That's just what they call me. I mean, I look like them. I have the same kind of, I guess, powers as them. And
They're-
purpose as them.
Other
But
you look kind of like a girl we met, except she had white hair and stuff.
and wings?
Yeah, a lot of wings.
Oh, so you met my... I guess I'd call her a sister. Mm-hmm. Well, we're not exactly related by blood, at least we don't think so. We all, at one point, got here, somehow, to the subway, and... well... I'm pretty sure at one time, at least, I was human. I don't know about them. But I definitely was. I don't remember much of it, but I know before I was here, I was in some sort of... I guess... it was a weird place. White walls, almost everywhere. Weird metal beds.
A hospital.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was called.
Pieces are starting to slot together.
Oh shit, I forgot to say repeat. No, come back here, soft piano music. About suicide notes. Yeah, we're good.
Bucky's gonna like walk with his hands out, like so you just said his name, I'm blanking. So that the person can see that there's no
It's in roleplay, Amitas. You see him basically kind of, like tilt his head. You don't need to do that. I know you're there. I mean, like, it's not that I see you, I sense you? It's like, I can see heat signatures, I guess is the best way to put it. So though you're kind of like a blob, I can see where you are.
Okay. And can I touch?
Sure?
Bucky's
Why?
Bucky's gonna reach out and grab one of his hands.
Okay, so he basically touches hands, and you feel as you kind of touch him, you feel that his body temperature is stone cold. Like, he has no body heat. It's as if, like, he's a walking corpse.
Okay. Oh.
You're really warm.
You're not.
Yes? Neither are my siblings. Your point? Is it... I mean, I guess most of you guys that I've felt have been, like, warm, but I don't think that makes me weird. I think you guys are the one that's weird. I mean, like, be smoldering hot all the time? How can that be comfortable?
No, I run cold. I'm colder than most people. You're a black guy. This is not, no, kids shouldn't be cold. No.
I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously. I mean, if you're cold, then you just, like, get a blanket or something, but I'm not cold. I'm perfectly fine, at least on my perception. I've always been this cold. I mean, when I feel cold, I guess, I'll try and warm myself up, but normally I don't feel cold or warm particularly.
Promise you're not gonna hurt us?
I mean, us? There's more of you.
3. Including me.
Is that why you see him kind of like I'm gonna have him roll intelligence. He actually has an incredibly high score, I believe. So you can probably piece that together. Well, he's stupid, but he still succeeds. Oh my god, that was almost a fail. Okay. So you see him kind of, think for a second. Wait a minute. You said that your dad got hurt, right?
Yeah.
That's why I sense blood. Well, I guess not blood as much as physical pain.
He has a lot of both.
Or I guess probably considering the amount that much pain would require, probably not very much blood.
Yeah. I stopped it though, so more of it's staying in him than coming out of him.
That's probably good. Have you guys wrapped it at all?
Popped it. Yep.
Well, are they gonna try and stab me with pokey things if I go in there too?
Stab you? No. If you threaten us, Pop might shoot you, but that's a different thing. That's only if you are dangerous, which you don't seem to be.
I don't really want to get shot, thank you.
Well, then don't try to hurt us, and then we won't hurt you. Yeah. Okay. He's gonna grab his hand and start to walk and pull him.
Okay, so you basically start dragging this, 10 to 12-year-old entity towards your friends.
Yep, we're gonna
Dads, not friends. Dads.
Your two not homosexual fathers.
Because homosexuality is a sin. It's the 1920s.
True.
Very true. Come on, you're gonna come meet them now.
Okay, you don't have to drag me. I'm perfectly capable of walking. Alrighty, so you basically
seem more like a
drag him
40.
in. So what you two see is, you two are just kind of waiting for Bucky to come back, and you see an incredibly strange-looking child basically walk in behind him with the same kind of menacing shadow behind him that Bucky first saw.
Edward kind of lifts his head and goes, Bucky?
You hear that?
There's a child behind you. Do you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Are you?
I found him.
Yeah,
Great.
technically you did.
Make sure you walk him and feed him.
What? I don't even have to eat. I don't.
Oh, wonderful.
You're telling
Lots
that
to worry
to me,
about.
and yet 20 minutes ago you were petting my head. Actually, that was a couple hours ago. Either way.
You see him kind of turn to you, Edward, and kind of look at you, basically just laying there.
You might not. You might want to be careful with the blood on the floor. That's mine.
I mean, yes. I mean, I don't mind it.
I'm saying be careful, so you don't slip and fall.
It's dried though.
I'm aware.
How am I gonna slip on dried blood?
It's not like I can see it anymore.
Fair enough. You see him kind of look towards you, Bucky.
Yes.
Is he mentally okay?
We don't know.
Shut.
I think I'm the most mentally okay out of all of us.
That's probably true.
I mean, look, I'm just...
Look, would you be the most mentally sound at a current moment in time if you just got almost rendered in half?
Well,
I didn't think so.
I mean, probably not, but I've never been rented in half, so I couldn't tell you.
Lucky you.
I've been shot with a shotgun once.
Ouch.
That was a very pleasant.
Then from there, Bud like heavily like leans his head up and he goes, so was it buckshot, deer shot, or was it bird, buck?
I don't know, but it made multiple holes in my body.
Hmm.
A lot of them. They healed though. Mostly. We always heal.
Who's we?
Me and my siblings. Apparently you've already met my sister.
That's the one with the wings.
Yeah. And the eyes. Don't forget the eyes.
You don't happen
Purposely
to
try not to look at them too closely.
you don't happen to know anything about a figure referring to itself as the conductor, do you?
Oh, him? Yeah. I mean, some things. We don't... I guess he doesn't talk exactly, so it's kind of hard to say we talk to him, but yeah, we know him. Or...
You communicate with this being?
Kind of. He only speaks in this riddle. Though he's always favored me in particular. No clue why. Whenever someone hurts me, he'll come and, You see him kind of like look at Edward, and then look back to you two. I rip them apart like what almost happened to him. But worse.
Wonderful.
And then drain out all their organs with his tendrils to consume them. It's very violent. I don't like it, but it happens every time. So I suggest not hurting me. That wouldn't end well.
We do not hurt anybody unless we are the ones attacked first.
Mother of fuck.
You.
Hold up, 1 second. Technical difficulties. Okay.
Okay.
We're done. I'm
Nice.
back.
5,000 ping moment?
No. My headphones just went wee
Oof.
and disconnected.
See? Told you we wouldn't hurt you.
Good.
Not that I'm in any state to move to hurt you, even if I wanted to.
You want some help with that?
Well, I'm more intrigued by why you here.
Huh?
Why are
Found
you?
him?
So why are you here?
Well, I mean, it's not like I can leave. I mean, I can go to the other stations, but like I said, for elaboration, last time I went to check on the denizens, that's when I got shot. I don't go around there anymore. As for the Crimson Gardens, Layla's great, but
Before you say anything, she's right here.
Oh, you see him kind of look towards the eyeball, which blinks a couple times. Hi. I'll leave that thought where it came from. Then.
We're
But I
Layla's
can't-
friends.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I can't get out of this place. No matter how hard I try, and trust me, I have, given that technically I should be able to. I mean, I don't see any reason why I couldn't, but whenever I try, I end up back at the start. People have escaped. I've watched them. I've even helped a few, but I myself can't leave. As for why I'm here, as in here, I sense... You
sense
see him
pain.
Yes, that. Whenever humans, like you guys, are in critical condition, it's almost like a sixth sense of mine goes off. And I was wondering what was happening.
We happen to come across a very sadistic entity.
I got rendered in half.
Give me 1 second out again.
Okay. Time to go back to scrolling through Twitter.
My father's going to get sushi.
Nice.
Alrighty. I can sense pain of humans and a sadistic entity. He didn't happen to have floating hands, did he?
Oh, he did.
He did.
He did.
You certainly did.
And
Oh.
sort of like an energy sword, if that makes sense.
Oh. So you've met my brother too.
Wonderful.
He's actually a few cars ahead, I think.
Your family reunion's gotta be very fun.
Oh, I mean, yes? They don't like me very much.
Why?
I'm kind of defective in a way. They both embody some form of negative emotion, and I embody something more positive. So they think that I'm failing at my job, which, to be fair, considering I'm supposed to gatekeep the third set of cars, they're not wrong. But I don't want to put people through grueling trials. That seems rude.
And a lot of work and effort.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'd much rather just... I mean, it's not like I can get out of this place, so I might as well do what I can to, you know, not sit in a train car all day waiting for people. So I wander around. And they don't like it. Not like they can really do anything about it. We can't kill each other, no matter how many times they like to try. We can't die, and we can't leave. So we do whatever we can to pass the time.
You said you could help.
I mean, yeah.
Help
I can heal people.
with. You can?
Kind of. I mean, it's not exactly healing, it's more so that I speed up time, if that makes sense. I can... basically, I speed up time for their bodies to basically accelerate the healing process. Though it can have adverse effects.
Those effects being?
You see him kind of look. Given your current state, it probably wouldn't do anything, but some people I've done it to have gone. You see him kind of like do like a circle motion around his head to signal absolutely batshit insane.
Ah. Wonderful.
Something about, you know, something breaks in their minds. And I don't know what, but I can't fix it when it happens. So I just, at this point, have accepted it. Which is why I don't do it very often. I can if you want. I can try it.
Can
Edward,
you speed him
kinda,
up
like,
a little bit?
And what did you say, Tam?
I was asking if you could speed it up a little bit, like not fully speed it up, just like maybe.
It's more of a all at once or not at all. And keep in mind that it's probably going to take multiple effects for it to actually fully heal. For a wound like that, he kind of gestures to Edward to fully heal. I can close it and get you probably back to the point that you could continue pretty easily, actually, but anything more than that, and I'm gonna have to do the same magic twice. Or 3 times.
You could just try it once.
If you're sure.
I have nothing else better to do.
I mean, yeah, it's probably gonna take weeks for that to heal.
And we unfortunately do not have weeks. We don't have enough food for weeks.
So too late to go away with the Dez as well.
Mm-hmm. So I either starve to death, die to something else in here, or try this and go insane. I'd honestly rather try the latter.
Alrighty. You see him basically, kind of, get a little closer. Can I touch you?
Sure thing.
You see him basically put a hand like on your right shoulder, or left shoulder technically, and basically start whispering something under his breath. Skid, please roll me a sanity save.
Oh, baby! Roll challenge. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. 82.
Can
I push this?
Yes, you can. Please reroll.
That's
I think
better.
push
That's
music,
49 out of
Oh, that's good.
66, because 60,
Alrighty.
no, it's 67, 67. My sanity's 67.
Let me roll healing for you real quick.
Yippee.
Yippee-yi-yay, motherfucker. By the way, you still take sanity damage. You just don't,
Go
absolutely
insane.
batshit.
That's fine.
You heal for 3.
Nice, I'm at 6.
Which actually, by the way, since you're over half of your health, technically removes the major wound mark.
Yay!
However, Edward in canon is still going to be in pain, just he's able to function. So, you basically feel him, like, basically touch your shoulder and mutter something, and the rest of you, what you see, you kind of basically see, as the golden lights, like, around his head kind of almost, like, gather around Edward's wound, and you basically watch Edward's body, like, basically start to almost close itself back up. So, like, the parts of the flesh and the skin start to close until it's not fully healed by any means, but Edward's wound looks like, it's healed to the point where with proper bandaging and support, he probably could move and walk again.
Mm-hmm.
Skid, what you see on your end, what Edward sees on his end is as this is happening, the minute he touches you and starts whispering, you basically just get assaulted by a bunch of, I guess I would say, images of basically all sorts of horrible things, all in the same kind of hospital setting.
It's furries.
No, it's not fucking furries. You basically see, like, snapshots of people being held down to tables. You hear the screams of people being shocked, people being basically dunked in cold water or forcefully injected with things. And then it's over. However, after seeing those images, you do take, 2 sanity damage.
Ow.
However, I'm gonna update your hit points on your
Owie
token.
zowie. My
You are now
sanity.
6 and remove your deep wound marker. Or major wound.
When do I lose my screaming man?
Oh yeah, you should lose your screaming man now. Hold up, let me take off your screaming man. No, I got your screaming man. So that's basically what happens. Edward, basically, your eyes like kind of zap open after like, all those images basically flash in front of your eyes, and you see him kind of like slowly take his hands off. Earth to Edward?
No wonder that's awful. I can see why
Dad?
people would go insane.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Well, on the bright side, you see him kind of like look towards your torso. You feeling any better?
Much better. So much better. Edward kind of uses his arm, like he puts his hand on the table and tries to use it as a support to sit up very, very slowly.
Alrighty, so you very slowly sit up. It still hurts, you still can feel the wound kind of throb. However, it's healed enough that you can move and you can do things without actively fearing of reopening anything.
Pog. Yeah, so Edward sits up, still using the table as a support as he sits up and he goes, "Oh yeah. Still hurts, but much better. Much better."
What did you see?
Edward will describe all of what he saw. In detail.
Okay, you can stop now. That's enough. I don't need to hear about needles in that amount of detail.
Apologies.
Why? How could that even fit?
What?
I'm making a joke.
I see why people don't do so well.
Yep. Lucky for you, my good friend, I have an excellent mental fortitude.
I guess so.
When I say that, I mean I love dead bodies.
Out of context, Skid, I'm gonna DM you the potential sanity loss for this.
Oh, cool.
The first number is on a success, and the other number is on a failure.
Oh no! That could have gone awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
no
thing
wonder.
you pushed that roll.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right.
What happened?
The sanity lost for having that spell cast on you. By the way, the healing amount is actually a fair bit. I'm not gonna share that. But
Yeah, healed by 3. That's a lot.
you either take a D4 of sanity damage on a success or a D20 of sanity damage on a failure.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Which is why I say
And-
good thing you pushed that roll.
Anyway, Edward once again says, because I like dead bodies. That's why.
You like
Dad.
dead bodies.
Not that I make them. There's something admirable about a human corpse.
By the
Dad.
way, as you touched him, you could feel that he was like as cold as the dead, for the record.
Lovely.
You also know that now.
Cool. Edward's choosing not to comment on it. Instead, he's going on a ferocious rant about how much he loves corpses and why.
So you basically see Omitas get more and like progressively more disturbed. Could you stop?
Oh,
Please?
yes.
Dad,
Sorry.
you're scaring him.
Sorry, I don't get to share this love with anyone because everyone thinks I'm crazy.
You are
I'm not-
crazy! Wait,
I'm not crazy.
you just...
There's a difference between being crazy and having a love for art.
This is our
Dad.
art?
Stop.
Alright, I'll stop.
I should probably leave, because I don't... You all seem lovely, but I don't think I want to hear any more about corpses, or needles, or scalpels, or any of what was just discussed. I don't need to know about the intricacies of how decomposition works, or the different stages of someone's skin flaking off. I could have
Okay.
gone my entire immortal existence not knowing these things.
Any advice about meeting the last sibling?
I personally don't know much about him. He normally doesn't talk very much to me or my sister, but what I do know is that he's by far the most vindictive of us. And he's not afraid to traumatize people before they continue.
Yeah.
You've
Okay.
noticed.
Yeah, you probably have. He did almost rip you in half.
He did.
Did you happen to have anything relating to a white ticket on your
Yes.
person at the time?
We used the vending
And that
machine.
would do it.
Ah.
He represents loss. As you've probably already gleaned, blank tickets come when someone here loses their life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't like those, or the people that use them for monetary gain.
No wonder he almost ripped me in half. Makes sense.
Yep.
Curiosity. What are you? If
You
he's
see-
lost and your sister is, I'm gonna pretend I know it. I remember. Insert word
Vengeance.
here.
His sister is
Vengeance.
vengeance.
Then what are you?
According to my siblings, I'm supposed to be hope.
Good. You definitely are.
Having hope's a good thing.
You're definitely restoring it.
Mm-hmm.
So, unlike them, I don't possess any rending people in half abilities or causing eyeballs to explode and erupt all over their body, making them instantly fall over dead abilities. But I can heal people. Kind of. So that's something.
Appreciated.
Well, good luck. You're gonna need it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and whatever you do, don't tell the conductor you understand him.
He does not speak English. Got it.
No, he does. He can understand everything you say. Just... I don't know
We are going
why.
to pretend he doesn't speak English.
No, you can
No.
pretend... You can treat him as if he does. It's just anything relating to that phrase. It's what caused... You see him kind of shake his head. Never mind. Just don't do it.
Alright.
So out of game, the character is saying don't go about saying we understand him. But
Yeah.
of his trauma, not as in he understands that he's being understands communication.
Exactly.
Okay,
Okay.
that's the distinction.
Yes, he understands spoken language, but do not say you understand what he's been through, is what Amitas is telling you.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think any of our characters can we know what he's been through, but we can't, understand what he's been through.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
He's warning you about that for a reason. You see him kind of look towards the door. I should get going. Okay, don't get ripped apart again, alright?
Not
I'll
playing.
try my best.
I mean, I'm sure that's not in the agenda?
Oh, it wasn't in the first place, and it won't be now.
Good.
Pop? Any plans on getting ripped apart?
None whatsoever. And why you call me Pop?
Because I need to have a distinction between you and Dad. So, Pop.
Haha, I
'Cause if
got
I-
dad privilege.
Because if I just say Dad, you're both gonna turn around.
You see,
So.
you see, Ultima Almitas basically look like he desperately wants to ask a question.
Edward looks at me and goes, ask away.
If you guys are both guys, then how did you
He's
kind of
adopted.
like point? You see him immediately go like, oh, okay.
And we're
Wait,
just
but
friends.
that would mean, wait, are you like?
We're just friends.
No.
Okay.
We got chucked on this train, never met them before, kind of got attached, and then,
Trauma bonded.
yeah.
Over getting rented apart by my brother.
Not that in particular.
Well, I told them I thought of them as dads before that.
Bucky drowned
Actually,
on
with
dry
your
land.
sister,
He what? Oh,
Layla.
Layla. Yeah. She doesn't.
She's still
And-
right here.
I know, but she knows
Remember
this too.
how I...
She doesn't
Yeah.
exactly have control of everything she can do. You hear
Remember how
Layla
I
kind of
said
make a
that-
soft in your head, Edward.
Mm.
Remember how I said that she hurt me, but it was completely justified because I was doing stupid stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. I almost tried.
Oh,
On dry land.
lovely. Your lungs got filled with water?
We fixed it. It's fine.
That's good. I mean, that probably does less visible and debilitating damage than... He kind of looks towards Edward, who's still probably, not looking incredible.
Yeah, Edward's still looking pretty shit. He's leaning his head against the table to keep himself sitting upright, and he goes, "Yep, it's gonna be great."
Alrighty. So, you see, Amitas basically, kind of nod. Well, I'm gonna get going. I don't exactly have places to be, but I should probably go check in and see how Rayman's doing.
Good luck.
And
You too. Hopefully you guys can make it out.
I hope so. And hopefully someday you can too.
You see him kind of just let out a long sigh. I doubt that. What year is it right now? Out of here, I
1921.
mean. You see him, you hear him kind of sigh. It's been over 100 years now, I guess, then.
Oh.
Well, maybe
Inevitably.
200's the charm.
Might as well keep trying.
No harm in doing so.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? We'll never know when a change comes across this place.
I mean, all it takes is one moment, one opportunity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
To seize
I'll keep
everything you
trying.
ever wanted.
To get everything you've ever dreamed of.
Would you capture it?
You see him kind of shake his head. I didn't think that song was invented yet. I didn't think that was invented yet.
Oh no. It's the cut. He looks toward the camera. We just ad-libbing here a little bit. Anyways, marker.
You see him kind of like give you guys kind of like a worried smile. Give me 1 second. Okay. So you basically see him kind of give you like a worried smile. All right. Death is not good for your health. Don't die.
We certainly won't be doing that again. Almost dying is also not really great for your health.
And apparently neither is getting healed by strange eldritch magic.
It worked.
That it did.
Just because my mental health declined slightly doesn't mean my physical health declined.
Your physical health got better in exchange for, apparently seeing all of that.
We never got
Yes.
your name.
No, we did.
Oh. Yeah, you did.
Oh wait.
No, Bucky got
Bucky
his
did.
name.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Only... He kind of gestures Bucky. He knows. Only to us.
Yeah, I forgot.
So you have to go do something on your own. You bring back a doctor. Not bad. I scruffle Bucky's hair.
Eat it? Said he wasn't gonna hurt us, so I figured it was better if you guys met him.
My little crime lord.
Your little what?
Crime lord.
Okay.
They're going to commit crimes, and I'm going to make sure that they don't get arrested. Hi, I'm Edward. I'm part of the police.
I mean, I gathered that much.
Technically, my plan was to go to police school so I can learn the systems and then learn the crime, because then I know how to not.
I mean, you seem pretty confident in stabbing people you meet.
Mostly.
You see, Omitas kind of like turn around to go basically back to the door he came from. See you around. Oh, and one note about my brother. He likes to prey on your biggest fears.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so excited to have my greatest fear be used against me.
Oh no.
I don't even know what my greatest fear is. I don't fear anything.
He kind of looks towards how you're... Are you still purposely not looking at the pool of blood?
Yes.
You see, Omitas kind of like look down towards the pool of Edward's blood. Why are you not looking at that?
Because I don't want to. End of story.
He is going to real quickly.
I mean, Edward's technically not wrong. He doesn't want to.
Yeah, but he's
He
going to
didn't
try and
lie.
determine whether or not you have any other intentions. Like, actually, look here.
Do I have to roll anything against that?
He's gonna roll psychoanalysis on that.
Okay.
Please
Do I get
roll
to-
me fast talk.
Fast talk? Oh, fast talk's my highest of my things.
He rolled a hard success.
I failed by 1.
Okay, you see him kind of look, and you see, as you do that, you kind of like, you can see, he can like notice that you're kind of like squirming in like a very uncomfortable manner.
He's also
it's-
doing his nervous smile thing.
He's also doing his nervous, you're like, he can see right through your smile, and he kind of like blinks. You hate the sight, you feel the sight of your own blood, don't you?
Maybe. Okay. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Just not gonna
Well, I'll
look at
leave you to get away from that pool then.
it. Great.
Goodbye. You see him
Farewell.
basically like start walking backwards out of the door does Edward continue to stare purposely like in front of the pool?
Yes.
Alrighty. He just kind of looks at Edward with a very, like, concerned look, and then just kind of fucks off.
Let me put the jazz back on.
Bucky's gonna immediately like climb onto the seat next to Edward, like, because I'm assuming he's sort of, I don't know what he's saying, but like clamber onto the seat and not get on his lap, but because he's in pain, but like get close to him and be like, "You okay?"
Much better. Still hurts, but much better. I can sit up and not die now.
That's progress.
Progress. Good, sweet progress.
Now,
Thank the God I don't believe in.
let's get out of here so you can go to an actual.
By the time we get out of here, I probably won't actually need to see an actual doctor.
Still a good idea, because getting a knife up is not the best way I could have done that. Only way.
Well,
Was
it is
there a
healed now.
motherfucking pinto bean in my burrito bowl? Sorry,
Singular
I mean,
pinto
rash.
bean.
Yes!
Singular pinto bean.
Hey, continue.
He's
I'm
here.
sorry, that made me irrationally angry.
Okay.
Though, help getting up would be appreciated. Actually, scooching on the booth, help with doing that would also be appreciated.
Bud just helps. He always moves him.
Okay. Yeah, so Edward shuffles out of the booth and uses the table to stand. He goes, "Ooh, ow." Better, but ow.
Be much help. I'm too little.
Now I know my coat is rendered in half and covered in blood, but can I have it back, please?
Sure. Do you want me to put it in my bag, or do you want?
I want it.
Okay. Here you go.
My design is incomplete without it. He puts on his coat.
Right.
Better.
Would you like to proceed to the next car?
Yes. Slowly,
Yeah.
because Edward still be hurting.
Yes.
He got rendered in half, but he's much better now, but he's still owie zowie.
He wasn't half, but he got better.
He got better.
I'm going to assume that Bud is helping him walk because I'm
Yeah.
small.
Well, is there like anything we can do to craft a makeshift crutch?
Yeah. I'm gonna say that using some of the random shit in Bucky's bag, as well as some of the linen and stuff you've gotten from the previous train cars, you're able to make effectively a splint for him.
A splint.
What about
Yeah, you can actually splint
crutch?
people. You can actually make braces for people's midsections.
Yep.
In order
would
to
love to.
help them walk right. Or it's not only used for people who have spine injuries, but it can also be used
Yeah.
for people who have stomach injuries. So you're able to construct one of
Edward
those.
injuries.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what happened to Edward's just a reverse spine injury.
Yeah, it is a reverse spine injury, except if his spine was on his stomach, all of it would be gone.
True.
Just to delete half of his spine. Uh-oh, suddenly I'm a paraplegic. Alright.
Either way, Bucky's gonna put his bag on, take his knife out of the pocket, and purposely walk in front of everyone.
I imagine even after the splint, Edward is still kind of using Bud a little bit for support.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Edward kind of pats Bud's shoulder and goes, "You're very hefty." That's a compliment.
Alrighty.
Who's the hefty in that statement?
No, Edward's talking to Bud.
Oh.
He since you're helping him stand up, he just called you hefty.
So Bud just goes,
It's a compliment.
yeah. So, and then from there, Bud's just gonna go, oh, quiet, you're gonna make me blush.
Don't blush, that's gay.
Yeah. Gays. Puh, I spit.
Homophobes.
Y'all hate them queers?
We don't-
Technically, Edward can't say anything. He fucked around in college.
So,
That actually would be something that would happen in the 20s, so yeah, I 100% allow that to be canon.
Yeah, definitely. Edward has fucked around in college with both genders because experimentation.
Yeah.
Will he admit it? No.
I mean, he technically does later.
What?
Nothing. Anyway. Bucky's gonna, like, look over his shoulder back at Bud and be like, of the two of you, you're probably the only one that could pick me up. Edward doesn't look very strong.
very
Not
fine.
very
I
strong.
basically,
That's why I
like,
have a gun.
so, like, Bucky's, like, doing a thing where he's offering, like, his arm to help give, Edward
You mean
support.
Bud?
Yeah, Bud is currently helping Edward with support with his left arm, and then with his dominant arm, he basically grabs Bucky by like his midsection, and he basically walks with him like in his other arm.
By the way, I dropped strength on Edward. It is his lowest stat.
So the image now is that Bucky just looks like a dangling cat in his arms.
That didn't mean for you to test that theory.
Too
Theory
late.
has been tested. Conclusion. He is incredibly hefty.
I'm gonna glare at Edward. Can I be put down now?
No.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, I let him down.
Oh.
Okay, next card.
Just like, no. Yes.
very
You
much
know-
the like, Dad said no, go ask Mom thing.
You know what I know what I just realized?
Hmm.
Edward and Bud are literally just Rio and Fretshaw, except they're not gay.
Who and what?
Me and Will's characters that are dating in our friend Cooper's campaign.
Oh.
One's a himbo, the other one's a femboy.
Yeah.
It's literally them. It's literally them. We did it again.
So this time you adopted a child.
Technically Rio has a child, except he has a child with Aeternum, that child being a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, it's Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah. Zephyr. Who Rio is he's Zephyr's father, but also a really bad father because he never spends time with his son.
He went to get milk and never came back.
He did. He's been too busy swooning over Fretshaw.
Car.
It's pretty funny. Anyway, next card.
Will.
Yes.
You want to move your
Move.
token?
Babe osmosis. Alrighty. So,
But
as you guys basically enter this car, you see a bunch of booths that line one side, and then there's like, there's a bar with, a selection of what looks to be alcohol bottles sitting in a closed, like, like the lattice closed cases, or like that they have in bars, like one of those, pretty much. This
But-
looks like, a typical small, like, bar restaurant.
Bud walks up. He slides across the table, and then he begins to inspect the bottles.
Edward's going to take a seat at the bar.
Alright, but so as you kind of start inspecting the bottles, you kind of shake them and you notice they all appear to have liquid in them.
I open one.
Oh
I take a whiff.
no.
It smells like nothing.
Let's
Definitely
not
not
ask
alcohol.
them. Please.
Is there like something I could do to test it?
I mean,
Edward twists a bit to look at Bucky, and he goes, "Look, Bucky, we've been through a lot. Alcohol solves all your mental problems.
It certainly does.
It does.
No, it does not. It really does
Yes,
not.
Have you tried it? Do you know?
My mom did. But no. 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 Stop.
We can both drink in moderation. We're both responsible enough adults.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Incredibly responsible.
Very
There's also a
responsible.
random
As
bottle of
soon
alcohol you
as
found on
as
a
you s-
train.
as you say that, I'm basically I arrange like 4 shot glasses, and then from there, like, oh yeah, I begin like
Oh, yeah.
pour in every one of them.
Alrighty. So you get like a couple of different bottles. Pour the different shot glass. They all are like, different colors.
Right.
There's, so there's some like, that's red like wine. Some that's, white like,
White wine.
some that's white like white line. There's one that's clear, and there's one that's just kind of like yellowish color of like, what's it called?
Mead.
Yes. That.
Based.
Beer.
Bucky's
Oh.
gonna, like, Alun,
Evelyn-
you've seen me done this in real life. Sit on the table. Not at the table, on the table.
On the table, yep.
Elun, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
How closed up is Edward's wound? Like, is it closed up enough that he doesn't need to disinfect it right now? Or...
You're gonna need to still change out bandages every day. But it's basically closed up enough to the point that Edward can move around, albeit not, like, super quickly, and he doesn't, and, doing things isn't gonna risk, like, reopening it.
Okay, so it's closed enough that, it's not at risk at being infected?
Yes, and, I mean, like, if you go start rolling around in a pile of horse shit, it probably will get infected, but as long
Okay.
as you keep it covered, you should be fine.
Cool, good to know. Edward kind of, like, leans his head on the board and he goes, it's been a long time since I've had a good drink.
So it's, well,
Not
maybe.
since I was back at home.
So well,
still don't
hopefully
think it's
today might be that day. And then from there, I basically, Bud's not a bartender. He's just pouring drinks.
Alright, so you pour all the 4 shots that I described. Are you guys going to drink them?
I grab one.
No?
And I grab one and I go. What was the name of the guy who healed?
Edward?
Edward.
Edward was healed, yeah.
Yeah, no. Who was the guy?
Edward was
What was his name?
Almitas.
So to Amitas, I drink a shot.
What?
Okay, so you drink a shot of, like, the red wine. It's water. It tastes like water.
Edward takes a shot, and he, like, clinks it against, Bud's, and he, takes the shot.
Alright, you take the shot of the one that looks like beer, it tastes like water.
He looks down at his empty shot glass and looks up at Bud and he goes, Bud,
I know it's watered down.
it's what? No, I think it's just water. Colored water.
You currently just see like Bud just kind of like take like this defeated, he takes the other shot glass and he drinks it.
It tastes like water. It smells like water. It's water.
And
Edward
he
takes the fourth one and he
It also smells like water. Tastes like water. It's water. It's all water.
Why do all good things need to be taken away from us?
Indeed.
Let me
And
guess. Not alcohol? With a
It's
smirk.
water.
It's water.
This is
Well,
what you get for
good on
trying
us.
random alcohol.
We need water.
I need a drink.
No, you don't.
Let's go drinking after we get out of this place.
Yeah, let's do that. We'll take Bucky with. So we'll take Bucky with us. He could definitely steal a couple of his wallets.
Oh,
I
yeah.
am not allowed to go in those places.
Says who?
You have.
It's a speakeasy.
It
They're
just-
already breaking all sorts of laws.
It's a speakeasy, and you have any idea how much gangsters love appeasing children?
They
like-
I
do.
haven't been to a
Aw.
speakeasy since I was back in New York. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Joey said I shouldn't go in them because they're dangerous.
Well, not with if you're with 2 adults.
One of whom has a gun.
Yes, one of whom
Technically,
has
they
a gun.
both do.
Besides, if anyone gives you trouble, I'll just break a beer bottle and stab them.
I still have those plates, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And then from there, Bud just grabs a couple of like full bottles, since they're water.
Alrighty. You grab enough. We'll say that between carrying it between in all your bags, you guys pick up 3 days worth of water.
Based.
I'll put that in real life.
fun infinity backpack.
No, you all are sharing the weight of this.
We
Yeah,
don't
but, like,
have a bag
normally
of
when we
holding.
get stuff, it goes to my backpack. It's just like, here, give it to the child.
No, but because water is heavy,
It is.
you guys do in fact you
Yeah.
basically all carry, your days of water with yourself.
Yeah.
Cool.
Alrighty, is there anything else you'd like to look for in the bar?
I try to basically look for like tools, stuff we could use.
Alrighty, please roll me spot hidden.
3.
Oh, that's a. Oh, that's a.
3, okay. Let's see. Okay, Will, please roll me a D10.
4.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you basically look around and you find what appears to be, like, okay, so imagine the size of your hand.
Right.
You see like a violin case that's about as long as your hand would be, including your fingers. Like, so from the wrist to the tip of your fingers.
Oh.
Oh, small boy.
I'll
Do you
play you a
open-
song on the world's smallest violin.
Do you open the
Yes.
the case? Okay, you open the case, and inside is a little tiny violin with a little tiny bow.
And then from there, because not very proficient with this, but might come in handy later.
Alrighty.
But packs it up.
Smallest violin.
Alrighty, you put the kazoo-sized violin in your pockets.
No, it's the world's smallest violin.
No, I'm calling it the kazoo-sized violin.
But the SpongeBob reference.
I know, I don't care.
Sedge. Do you want me to
Alrighty,
play
because you
this
rolled
instead?
so high, roll again to find something useful instead of just something random.
Mm-hmm. Two.
That would be this. Okay, so as you kind of are looking around and you see like, a smaller cabinet, you open it, and inside you find a bunch of beef jerky.
Oh, okay.
That will be 1 day worth of food for the whole party.
Cool.
As you like pull it out, Edward kind of grimaces and he goes, "Oh." Sorry, I don't like beef jerky that much. I'll eat it. Not my favorite.
Eat it all the time. Keeps forever.
I'm aware.
Very handy when you don't have any place to put food.
I'm personally a big fan of a home-cooked meal, myself.
Been a couple years.
I'm not the best cook either, so it's been a little while for me as well. I'm good enough.
Anyway.
I can scramble eggs.
Bucky's gonna hold out his backpack. Wanna put it in here?
What was that?
Asking you if you want to put the food in the bag.
I do. I cut out for a minute.
Very good.
Alrighty, so you all basically, you all end up, basically putting the food in the bag. You pack up, and you don't find, but as you kind of look around, you don't find anything else that's useful or just kind of weird. You just find more bottles, shot glasses, like beer mugs, etc.
Oh,
Anyway,
can you repeat the last bit there? I'm cutting in and out.
You don't find anything else useful.
Just more beer, more watered beer.
Yeah, water or like mugs, shot glasses, etc.
What a tease. I grab another water bottle.
You down a bit more water.
I down the whole thing.
You just glug, 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 chug the entire thing of water and just put it down very, hard on the counter, disappointed.
Yep.
you done?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know about you, but I'd rather not be on a train, so let's go that way. Pointing towards the door that we have not gone through yet.
My little crime lord's growing a spine.
All humans
Called
have
being
spines.
protective. He's just giving you the most unimpressed look right now. He's like, I am done with you. Door time! What horrors will we find?
Alrighty, before we open that door, we're gonna take a 5-minute break.
I was just about to say, I want to get more water. Because my water is 2 days old.
I return on time.
Good job.
My dad was being very cute.
We did something crazy today and brought the pony to the beach.
Aw.
Yo.
Cause my mom sometimes takes Herman out and goes to trail rides with one of her friends at a beach. And today we decided, you know what? Let's take the pony, who has never been to a beach and hates the water. She loved it. She was having a
Mm.
great time.
That's great.
Alrighty.
Roll. It was a good idea to put all of them.
Alrighty, motherfuckers, it's roll call time. Edward,
Dead.
Bucky,
Hi.
Bud Light.
Hey.
We're waiting on Skid.
Why do you eat so much cheese on this? Peek. What the hell enjoys all? Noon.
I
Hi.
live. We're waiting on Skid.
What's that caveat? What's
What do you
the
mean?
caveat
To what?
that you mentioned?
About
told you
what?
about the next game. The next character.
Good question.
Are you bitten by the COC bug now, Loon?
No.
I think you are.
Because another game this soon? Absurd.
I mean, Cooper already has plans for what he's running after Saltmarsh. I don't think you're allowed to make fun of me.
But I will anyways.
Rude.
What's the caveat?
2, 3,
Certainly one of them.
8, 9. Here we go.
I don't think Discord noise suppression likes the random noises I make.
No,
I'm back.
probably
I
not.
made toast.
Yeah, you're 5 minutes late.
Sorry. I made enough toast for the class. I have 4 pieces.
Gimme.
Okay, here.
Elena, are you gonna systematically pick out every single chunk of
Here you go, Will.
jam stuff?
Here's your toast.
No.
It's just like my
You
other
do that,
favorite.
though.
So it reminds me of my other favorite meal. Sometimes during college, a good old bowl of air soup.
Yep.
You purposely use the knife so you don't get any chunks.
Oh yeah.
That sounded really weird out of context.
Also, for clarification earlier, Bud does not like being called Dad.
I gathered that.
No.
Remember when
Yeah, when we did like that hypothetical
Yep.
roleplay. Yeah.
That's where I got the idea to call you Pop from.
Yeah. And think of that too is like Bud doesn't exactly know how to react to being called the father.
Edward is just saying it's totally fine, and he'll think about the consequences when he's not almost dying.
Yeah.
Well, you're not almost dying anymore. We're all prepared. We all are about to almost die.
Yeah, exactly. So he'll worry about it later when he has to deal with the consequences of this kid thinks I'm his dad now.
Also, Skid, you did mention, like, in that one of our more recent ones, the one with the mom, about the experimentation, and that's where I was hinting at.
Anyway, this has now been an 11-minute break. Are we done?
Yes.
Maybe.
Sure.
Talk about this later. Okay. I'm assuming y'all enter the next car, which is why I'm putting this music on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me reveal it.
Oh boy. Okay. Again, still purposely staying in front of everyone.
Okay. Ready for Will to move his token before I start monologuing.
Well. Thank you. Cool.
As you walk into this car, you see a teenage boy with massive eagle-like wings sprouting from his back. He wears a black shirt with a loose-fitting cloak that covers all of his features. His hair is a deep reddish brown, and his eyes are lightly closed. As you enter the car, you see him turn in your direction as he stands up from the table from which he sat. He speaks in a soft, vindictive voice as he gazes with closed eyes. I need to pull up a separate tab for this. Let's go. Come to me in the silence of night. Come to me in the speaking silence of a dream. Come with soft, rounded cheeks and eyes as bright as sunlight on a stream. Come back in tears, O memory, O hope, love of finished years. What are you willing to give to What are you willing to lose in order to escape this nightmare? Speak.
Nose goes.
Elun,
Everyone
does his
in
voice sound
Pocono?
similar?
His
to,
voice sounds like an exact match of the guy who rended you in half, Skid.
Edward's not having a funky
By the way,
time.
please roll me a willpower save.
Sure.
All of us are just. Or
Just Edward.
Okay.
You guys didn't get rended in half by this man.
44
Yeah.
out of 80.
Alrighty, you succeed, but you still kind of feel yourself start shaking a little bit.
Wait.
That is fresh in your head.
Wait, out of 80? I thought you lost sanity.
Yeah,
This isn't a sanity save, this is against willpower to make sure Edward doesn't just have to nope his ass out of there.
Oh, okay.
Just straight willpower, yeah. It still would succeed, though. Yeah, Edward is now having, like, his nice little, like, sickly sweet smile on his face. What would I lose? Well, seeing as I've already lost half my a little bit of my abdomen, I'll have to think about that one.
As long as you don't take away any of our lives, I don't really care. Do I recognize the voice?
Yeah, you all
Okay.
would. This is the guy who spoke before he ripped Edward in half.
You already almost took one of them from me.
Did I know? I wouldn't know.
not
After
going to
all.
open his knife, but he's going to take it out of his pocket and keep it in his hand. Just
That
in case!
Bud. So what did he say? He said, "What are you prepared to sacrifice?"
He said, what are
Yeah.
you willing to lose to escape this nightmare?
What I am prepared to lose to escape this nightmare? What am I prepared to lose? What am I prepared to lose? And is that like a genuine question, or was it more like a redundant question?
You do not know, but you can assume from the way he's awaiting your response that it was at the very least a question he wants an answer to.
Bud is going to contemplate this, and he's going to go. The last good memories I have.
You see him kind of narrow his. He can't narrow his eyes. His eyes are closed. You see him kind of like furrow his brow. Well then, prove it, all of you. Actions speak louder than words, after all.
Oh. Prove it how?
You
What does
see,
your trial entail?
well, it certainly won't be the same for every one of you. After all, it's not like you guys will all hold the same things, dear.
Let's see. What am I willing to lose?
He's going to reach a hand out to whichever parent is closer. Don't know who that is. One of them.
One of them. Let's see. I'm willing to lose my job. My birth family, who I've already practically lost. I'm willing to lose a lot of things.
Well then. You see him kind of, you see him kind of, basically ruffle his wings that sit behind him. Do you dare undertake the trial?
We don't exactly have a choice now, do we? If we want to proceed.
I'll to undertake
You'd be
it.
correct.
Sure. Why not?
I'm prepared to undertake it.
Mhm.
Small one? He looks to Bucky.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Yes.
I said hey. That was out of Kenneth.
Okay.
Just don't take these guys. But let us out, please. Don't care how.
Quenitet flares open his wings as ethereal hands slowly begin to appear in a semicircle around his body. He opens his eyes, seemingly staring through you as your visions begin to fade. Praeteritum tumocide sucoed, sentimos sentias, et funde sanguiniam philos, and funde sanguiniam. Everyone, please roll me a D100.
Okie
Well, that's a 34.
64. Very close to
Well,
funny
what
number.
is with these good rolls?
Yeah, we don't know if it's good yet.
Skid, what do you roll?
But in any
64.
other context, they are amazing.
Well then, Bucky. You're up first.
Shit. Oh.
You're gonna probably need to turn this ambience up.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Bucky, you wake up
Now,
in a drafty stone catacomb, with no way out and seemingly no way in. In front of you sits a table with a gun and a singular bullet sitting atop it, as well as in front of that, a closed sarcophagus. What would you like to do?
so night guns. Guns are not fun. Um. Open the dead body box, I guess.
Alrighty. You open the sarcophagus, and inside lays your mother. Asleep, but alive. What's Bucky's reaction to this?
um. Surprise. Definitely surprise. He thought he left his mom on the other side of the country. God. He's gonna. Wait. Okay. He's gonna, stumble back and, like, hit the table / if there's a chair there, a chair. Whichever.
It's just a table.
Just the table. Stumbles back and hits the table. Mom? Mom?
You see as she sleeps, her chest rising and falling, and you hear a soft voice echo through the chamber. Make your choice. You or her.
What do you mean?
You have a gun. You have a bullet. You or her.
Depending on who I kill, what happens? Is it the same for both of us?
You don't hear a response. He's shaking because he doesn't like guns and he also does not like his mom. He's quite terrified at the moment. Shakily, pick up the gun, and he's never held a gun before. He doesn't know, right? He's had some pointed at him. He doesn't know how to use one. He's gonna fiddle around, try to figure out how to, like, work it. Eventually somehow gets a bullet in there. He doesn't know how. It just happened. He figured it out somehow. Couldn't remember what he did. And puts it all back together. Safety's still on because he's not that much of a dumbass. He knows what a safety is. Yep.
It's called your finger.
He's gonna put the gun back on the table. What if I pick neither?
Then I'll wait. I have an eternity, you know.
Third option? Shoot the wall. Neither of us dies.
I suppose you have to do it with your own hands.
This is my choice. He's gonna pick the gun back up very slowly. Not pointing it at either person, just, like, pointing it at the ground. If I pick, do I get to go back to my family?
I'm gonna need a moment, I'll be right back.
Okay.
That was a concerning sound.
So
That
like,
was a concerning sound.
that's probably from the sushi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or maybe the dog's doing something.
I mean, you ever heard a dog actually like lean into someone else's mic and then make a gagging noise?
No, I mean like
Also,
maybe
I
the
don't.
dog's in the room and doing
No,
something.
I don't think Artemis is allowed. I don't think Artemis is allowed in Eloon's section of the house
Oh,
because of the
she's
doggy
not.
gate.
She's not. There's a
Yeah,
gate.
I know.
But
I've
she
been
also
there.
sneaks back there a bunch. I've
I
seen
have
it.
not seen that yet, but we when they first came into the house, Artemis stole some of my socks. I was like, Artemis, give them back, because Coda, my dog, does not do that because she's so regal and dumb that she doesn't care. Like, she plays with stuffed animals, but she also somehow knows the difference between our stuffed animals, my stuffed animals, and her stuffed animals. Like, it's actually insane. She's super smart, but also she's also kind of stupid.
I also like how like the very moment he sees my Luigi doll, Coda instinctively was trying to take it away to chew on it.
As soon as you show a new toy to Coda, she'll want to eat it unless you say no. Kaylee's toy, and then she'll be like, "Ah, right, not mine." And then she stops because that's what my mom does with her whenever she goes into my room. Because Coda tries to get my toys on my shelf, and she'll go, "No, Kaylee's toys," and then Coda will stop.
Oh,
Coda's
it's a K sound.
yeah.
Coda?
No, you. I
yeah.
don't know why. I thought there was 2 Baileys in your apartment.
No, there's a Kaylee and a Bailey.
Mhm.
I'm Kaylee.
Yeah,
Most
I heard.
people just
Was it
call me.
Diego?
Yeah,
Diego, I think called you Kaylee. I'm like,
It was either
who's
Diego.
Kaylee?
It was probably Chris or something.
One of them. I kept having to check back on the Discord who was who because I couldn't keep. Oh.
Yeah. Ewan can take his time. But yeah, it's because most both Chris and Cooper, since it's my actual fucking name, call me Kaylee. Though most people call me Sid because that's the name that's written here, and also that's what everyone at college calls me. Because it's written on my college door as Skid.
I just use both interchangeably.
You do, which is cool.
Will and
No, my 2 names, Skid and Kaylee. Will, I've only called Will Hunk for a week and a half.
Yeah.
And that was when I first met him, and it was like, Will's easier.
Yeah.
It was really weird calling you Hunk.
It also means that you are the 3rd Will in my life.
Will is technically the 3rd Will in my life, because there's the William. Oh, I actually have 4. There's the Willem, with an E, who's one of my friends at college. There's William, who's also kind of one of my friends at college. There's this Will, and then there's my friend Tim, whose last name is Williams.
Mm.
It counts.
Here's the question, Will. Is it just Will, or is it William?
It's William, yeah.
Okay.
I'm named after my grandfather who passed away before I was born.
My name, Kaylee, is a combination of my grandpa's name, Leo, and my dad's nickname in college, which was Shawnee K. K. Lee. It's spelled differently from the normal Kaylee. It's spelled, like that. K-I-L-E-E.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So my old name, you would not run into my old name unless you are into Greek mythology. And then there's a certain story that gravitates around it. That's fun. And then I named myself because I grew up in Marin, so.
Understandable.
Now, damn.
Oh yeah.
Valid.
And for clarification, I named my character Hunk after a character from a video game called Resident Evil, where there's a guy named Hunk, not from Voltron.
I've never seen Voltron.
There's a guy named Hunk in Voltron.
Oh, I assumed it was just because, I don't know, you were strong or something.
Fuck no. No, it's a name I always run into the fucking ground. Because Hunk is an acronym for Human Unit Never Killed.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, the joke is that it's a character. I name myself after a video game character where he's a penultimate badass in every multiplayer game I ever play. But since I play a lot of multiplayer games where I get killed a lot, it's ironic because I always get killed.
Yeah.
Skid was originally Skittles. Yes, actually. In my freshman year of high school, I would eat Skittles during my math class all the time. And my friend, whose nickname was Cardboard, don't ask me why his nickname was Cardboard. I don't know. D&D club or something that I wasn't a part of because it was middle school and I wasn't there. The middle school he went to. Something. Um, he was like, I should call you Skittles from how much you eat Skittles. And I'm like, no, call me Skid. And it became Skid because it was easier to say. And then it just stuck. And then it elongated itself to Skidoodle because of the meme. Skedaddle, Skidoodle, your dick is now a noodle. And then FN Skidoodle stands for Friendly Neighborhood Skidoodle, which is from my first year playing competitive Splatoon, in which I was an asshole with an E-leader. And be like, come here. Don't you want to play with your friendly neighborhood Skidoodle? And then snipe the fuck out of them. It was funny.
Yeah. Let's see. Vix? Where did Vix come from? Oh, yes. Again, Greek mythology, because yay! Nyx, the goddess of technically the night, but also darkness. I don't know. She's one of Tartarus's daughters. Take her name, but Nyx sounded too feminine, so I just dropped the N and added a V there. I'm like, yes, perfect.
Nice.
Because not girl.
Valid. I still like the name Kaylee. My mom's like, you should shorten it to K. I'm like, it's like K-A-Y. But I'm like, no, but my name's cool because I have the I instead of the Y. But if I make it K-A-I, then it'd be Kai, aka named after the fucking Ninjago character. Which I don't wanna do that. So Kaylee's just fine. But everyone at college calls me Skid, including the entirety of the school administration. And hopefully, the rest of my teachers will call me that too. Because 3 of them did not. And it was very weird because all my friends called me Skid and all my teachers called me Kaylee, and it was really confusing. For everyone else, not for me. I'm used to being called both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At our not middle school. What the hell was
Okay,
that?
I feel a lot better now.
Yippee.
Sorry about that. I had to just dip right before something important. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
If you heard what happened right before,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
That was me almost throwing up all over my keyboard.
Yeah, we heard that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh. As soon as we heard that and you said be right back, I was like, uh-oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I very quickly sprinted into my bathroom and then proceeded to
Yeah.
not have dinner anymore.
Unload your dinner.
Yeah, my dinner is no longer inside of my body.
F.
I feel much better now. I took some Zofran. I now have a nice big thing of water to sip on. And I'm feeling much better. I'm no longer shaking and sweating all over the place. I don't feel sick.
Yay.
Should
We were
we?
just talking about our names.
Did you still want to continue?
Okay, so the thing is with this is that I should be fine now. I will be okay. I'm sure.
So you don't have an empty stomach, you should get a piece of bread or something.
Yeah, I do have one of those for after the Zofran kicks in.
Okay.
Alright.
Alrighty.
I've had similar stuff happen to me in dairy. Not
Yeah,
fun.
my apologies. I blame the singular fucking pinto bean.
Oh yeah.
Of course, the pinto bean.
The singular pinto bean.
The singular
did
pinto
not
bean that I did not eat. Obviously, it's the pinto bean's fault.
It's the pinto bean's fault. It was a catalyst for all of this to happen, obviously.
Yes.
Fuck pinto beans.
True.
All my homies hate pinto beans.
I hate pinto beans.
I have never tried them, but I hate beans in general, so
Same. Anyway.
they're a sensory nightmare.
Oh
Alrighty.
yeah, they're
So-
grainy as hell.
Back where we left off.
yeah.
Bucky picks up the gun. What would you like to do? You have a gun in your hands. It is loaded. Mm-hmm.
Will I go back to where I was?
Depends on your choice.
obviously, but will I go back to my family if I make that choice?
Yes. You're a new one, at least.
Good. They're more of a family than she ever was. And he's gonna, like, raise the gun towards not himself, close his eyes, turn his head, and bang.
Safety's on.
Damn it!
You click. Nothing happens.
I swear to... Oh. Oh. That was anticlimactic. Fine. little flick, a little flick of the lever. Repeat all of that, you know. God damn it.
You hear a momentary scream as the over the bang of the gun, as you feel blood, warm blood, splatter across your skin. You hear a croak, a sob, a couple of struggling gasps, and then nothing. Nothing at all. No breathing, no guns, no wind of the catacombs you were once in. As we will move on. Edward.
Yay, I'm lucky number 2! I'm ready.
You wake up sitting in an office building. Wait, I actually need to get the correct fucking ambience. Hold up, there's no more wind.
Not catacombs.
No into the office building, that's bad. This isn't 9/11.
Shut up! That's too loud. I don't like. Here it is. No, that's jazz music. That's not good either.
No jazz in the office building.
Okay, no jazz in the office building.
No jazz in the office building. Written on bold letters on the wall on a piece of paper. No jazz in the office building.
Yes, jazz in the office building. Okay.
Rain. That's not much better.
And fire.
You sit in an office building.
Fire?
To be specific, your school's office building. A fire burning in the principal's hearth, and the winter and the rain pattering on the roof. Spring rain, to be exact. Your parents sit in the room with you, the principal across from them. You know, you remember this very clearly. The day when your parents came to discuss your major. You remember it quite well. And you remember exactly how you went. The voices are muffled in your ears, and one supersedes all of them. Do you remember this moment, Edward? You remember the looks on their faces?
He sighs. Because I just did it and you couldn't hear me. How could I forget?
Are you ready to relive it? Again?
Sure. Why not?
You hear the muffling of the voices slowly fade out as you see the principal shuffle a couple papers. I believe it was psychology. Am I wrong? Am I right, Edward?
Yeah. Psychology.
You see your mother and your father turn to you. Your father looking mildly disappointed, and your mother looking almost offended. I thought you said you were going to go into medicine.
You see him he kind of like sinks a little bit into the chair that he's in. He goes, Mom, psychology is just medicine for the brain.
You know there's no money in that anymore.
Doesn't really matter about the money.
We're paying all of this, helping with your loans to send you here, and you go into psychology of all things? You promised us, Edward. You told me and your dad that you were going to do something and make us proud, and to help us make do here. Were you lying?
No. No, I wasn't lying.
Then what is this? You see your father, though not saying anything, has a disappointed look on his face.
You see Edward, like, still, like, shrunk into his chair, trying not to make eye contact with his dad, while still trying to talk to his mom. You never know. Rich people see psychologists all the time.
I mean, sometimes. But we all know that after the whole institutions and asylums fell apart, that how, well, few people actually care whether or not you have a degree. You could do anything else. Does it have to be this?
It doesn't have to be, but I want it to be.
You see your dad kind of, despite being quiet for most of the time, kind of shake his head. Is there anything else you want it to be,
No.
son? You see your mother, like, almost start to say something, but you see the principal basically put his hand on hers. That's enough, Mrs. O'Sullivan. You just came here to talk to him about he was pursuing. That was all, right? No need to harass the boy. I suppose not. You see her kind of look at you, Edward. She looks down at you as she stands up. Your father as well. I'm disappointed in you, Edward.
I know.
I hope that maybe, in time, you'll see reason, okay? But until then, all right. But I'm not coming back here. Enjoy your studies, son.
Okay, Mom.
You see your mother and your father, without one backwards glance, leave the room. Quietly and quickly, as the principal looks at you with a look of pity. However, you know that there's nothing he can do. The memory fades out. However, the sting of it remains. And you know very well what happened after that. You graduated, ran away from home, because as your parents promised you, your degree wouldn't do anything, and got an internship. You don't regret it, per se, but it affects you even now. What would Edward's thoughts be in this moment?
So in the last moments of the thing, he's like looking down at his lap, kind of like gripping his pant legs, like with his hands balled up in the fists, and he's kind of just thinking, probably about the same thoughts as he thought back then of, God, I fucked up. Of course they don't care about me. They never cared about anything I did. They never cared about my interests. They never said once that they were proud of me. Not that matters. It never mattered.
As you think that to yourself, you find the memory fade away. As we will move to Bud. Technically, Bud is just more fireplace ambience, but it's different fireplace ambience.
Different fireplace ambience. Woo. Woo.
Edward lore?
Edward lore?
Edward lore?
I would like to say, when he says mum, I mean M-U-M.
Yeah, I
obviously.
assumed.
Yeah. And if you're ever referred to his dad, he's a da person. D-A. Mum and da. 'Cause he's a
It doesn't
weirdo.
matter, Edward says, trying not to cry.
Yeah, he's trying very hard not to.
It doesn't matter, he swears. He swears.
He swears it totally doesn't matter, starts bursting into tears.
And just crying his eyes out.
Yeah,
Because he's afraid of being rejected.
he is.
Alrighty.
He's afraid of being a disappointment. Little baby man. Oh.
Bud,
Mm-hmm.
you remember that night all too clearly. It was a long time ago now. You consider yourself young when it happened, but in hindsight, you weren't too young at all. Still in high school. It was the day that you finally snapped. That you couldn't take it anymore. You hated them, sure. But something about it still sticks with you to this day. You can't chase it. You wake up in your old family home, sitting in front of the fire, as the winter snow slowly builds around the windows. The wood fire all you have to keep you warm in the drafty house. You hear a soft voice, a condescending one, mutter in your head. You killed them, didn't you? It was never a robbery. Did you have the heart to do it again? Can you do it again?
Bud stares into the fireplace as, back when his eyesight was better. And as he's just like kind of like sitting in there and just like watching the fire, he goes, it's not really so much a question if I would do it again. It's more about how they failed of what they should have been. Father always walking in, walking out. Give me the hope that he's actually going to do something right. With a mother who's still blaming me for half her problems. After a while, you get so used to dodging and dealing with their violent episodes to the point that you become so numb to it. Everything's just cloudy and hazy. Bud still stares at the fireplace. And he goes, "What do they have to say to me now?" And he blinks, and by then he shakes his head as he looks around for the source of the voice.
You look around and you don't necessarily see anything. However, you do see one thing. Your father's prized hunting revolver, mounted on its holder, behind you, as you look around.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're looking, you hear the soft telling click of the door opening that signifies that your parents are home from work.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of them is. Out of context, what was Bud's previous name?
Bud's previous name?
Yeah.
It's been a while. I completely spaced it out. Oh, Bartholomew.
Bartholomew. Bartholomew! Are you home? Bartholomew!
He keeps quiet, and then from there he stands up and he walks in front of the couch. Yeah, I'm here.
Ah, finally. After yesterday, I didn't think you would be. You went home until midnight.
Uh-huh.
Were you drinking?
A little.
You see her kind of narrow her eyes at you. Really? Are you taking after your father now?
No.
Hmm. Always the one word answers with you. You know, maybe if you actually tried to help me around the house and help me make ends meet, maybe I wouldn't be so hard on you. But you don't. You sit there, you slack off in school, and all you do is complain. When are you going to man up?
And as she berates Bartholomew, he remembers the various different times where he was treaded upon. The time he had a train set when he was 8. His mother came home stressed from work. So Bartholomew was locked out of the house. He lost his house key at school. His mother, upset with him, kept demanding Bartholomew where his house key was. He insisted over and over he didn't know where it was. There was a baseball in his room. His mother picked up that baseball and looked at Bartholomew's prize train set, something he sold several years completing and building upon more and more. She takes this baseball and she throws it at that train set, smashing over and over, demanding for him to somehow make the house key appear. He recites over and over that he doesn't know where it is. It breaks. Baseball cards fly out in a little house inside the train set. Bartholomew, watching his innocence shatter as his mother just walks away, telling him to throw it all away. She gives him the trash bags to do it, and she watches him. His eyes watering. Bartholomew throws away his possessions. The following day, he finds out his house key was being washed over by a friend. Excitedly, he tells his mother the next day, and all he gets is cold indifference. Oh, okay. Not even a sorry. Bartholomew never had the heart to rebuild his own train set or collect baseball cards ever again. Instances of like this goes through Bartholomew's mind. How he's not a good enough son. That how all he ever does is just go and just leave and stay out of the house or hide in his room. Bartholomew remembers the times when his mother scared off his sisters. Bartholomew never was able to contact them again. Equally chased out and frightened, they all left him. Right at this moment, Bartholomew has ever so clarity. Mother,
What?
what am I to you?
My son?
No, what am I to you?
You're my son. You're my kid. I don't get what you mean.
Am I supposed to be your unconditional slave?
No. But you're old enough now to help out. So I expect you to do so.
Mm-hmm.
Is
And
that so rude of me?
yeah, going out every weekend, spending time with your friends. Leave me alone. Expecting weird requests out of me. And then from there, Bartholomew like begins to hallucinate the house in a destroyed manner, and he goes, "Why couldn't he have been better?" Before she can open her mouth to answer, Bartholomew takes a revolver off the rack, and he pulls the trigger.
You see, she opens her mouth. Because you hear a scream, a bang, right through her heart. You could have sworn she didn't have one. But there it is, right in view. You see the tail end of the word die in her mouth. Her eyes flash with light as she collapses, holding her chest. You know the deed was done. Slowly, her breaths get shallower and shallower. Her soft cries weaker and weaker. As her body lays cold on the floor. It's still warm, at least right now. But you know soon it'll probably be as cold as the winds that enter the house. That you know they could afford to fix if she didn't enable your father's drinking. You hear another knock. Your father walks in, half drunk. It might be midday. That never stopped him before. It didn't stop him now. He looks down. In his drunken stupor, it takes him a second to process exactly what's going on. But as he looks up, he looks you dead in the eyes and screams. It's blood-curdling. However, he looks at his wife's dead body, he looks to you, and he charges. What do you do?
I instinctively shoot him in the leg.
You pump the gun, shoot him in the leg, he collapses in front of you. You see him look up at you, fear in his eyes. He reminds you a little bit of what your younger self must have looked like, being hit with a bottle.
And so, remembering all the times he punished me for his insecurities, the bruises, the cuts, feeling worthless.
As you think, you see your father look up at you, his words slurred through the alcohol. Whoa, this is son. No, no. We could talk about this. We could talk about it. What do you want? I don't think this is necessary. Please don't shoot.
As soon as it happens, you had 15 years to talk, and then from there I shoot him.
A bullet goes straight through his head. You watch as his gray matter slowly pulls out over the floor. Once the adrenaline rush and the coldness blows over, you can't help but feel a bit of regret. Not for what you've done, but what you sacrificed. You know you have to leave. You think to yourself, how you could do it. Thinking fast, you smash a window. take a couple of things, smash the TV that your parents had the old TV that your parents had had for seemingly forever. Make it look like someone broke into the house, clean the gun, put it back on the wall, and dial the police. No one was the wiser, you think to yourself. The memory slowly starts to fade away as you stare at the scene that you know in the past you also caused. What are Bud's current thoughts?
Bud definitely shed a couple of tears reliving the trauma about when they failed him, how he failed them as well. All that happened was that his sisters were pushed away, and it was his turn for their wrath. And now, all he does is just he yawns, and then he just thinks about how maybe they could have been better with time. Maybe they could have been better people. That is the regret that Bud has.
Alrighty.
Let me grab the last ambient
I need. As you all come out of your respective flashbacks and experiences, you find yourself on a high-up balcony of an old building. A child with messy black hair, a clean black uniform, and bandages wrapping around his arms leans against the railing. He looks down onto the street below, filled with antique automobiles and people walking on the sidewalk. Wind rushes past and fills your ears, and you see as the child slowly steps over the railing to the other side. He silently closes his eyes, and you hear him softly exhale, and you watch as he lets go. Down, down, and down he falls, until his body reaches and breaks into a bloody mess on the street below. Screaming, sounds of people rushing into a phone booth, and soon after that of an ambulance siren. A singular word, softly whispered in a child's voice. A familiar voice, now, echoes in your ears. Just breathe. And with that, you all wake up in reality. Everyone please make me a sanity save.
Cool. Five.
Oh, Bucky's not doing well!
No, I'm not.
I'm going to force that.
Alright, please re-roll. You succeed.
Should I force it? Should I force it? I'm kind of tempted to force it.
Why not?
Why not?
The worst that happens is it gets worse.
Yeah, rough. I know. I'm sitting here. This is very exciting. Can you leave me alone, please?
Please re-roll.
Small. That's. Oh, it works.
You succeed by 1.
Wow.
All of you please take 2 sanity damage.
Owie zowie.
Okay.
63.
Yes.
Sweetheart. Hi. You can't eat those.
Dojum.
Those will kill you. Not actually. They will probably just make you sick. What do you want? Okay. This song again.
Time to turn it down.
Yes. You all wake up, back on the train, The jazz gone, replaced by just the sounds of wind once again. You see the boy with eagle wings before you, hands still circling his body, as he closes his eyes and they disappear. I see. Well then, continue. And remember, your lives are as temporary as those that were taken. You watch as the man before you disappears, and the lights flicker out.
Shit. Hiding time.
You all will get one free thing to do before you all start talking, and the next thing happens.
Can you
We'll go
repeat
down
that?
the order.
I lost my train of thought.
We will go down. I said, you see the man disappear, and the lights go out. We'll go down the order. Edward, what would you like to do?
Edward, sniffles, clears something from his eyes, presumably tears, looks up at the ceiling and goes, shit. Edward's gonna hide. As best he can in his injured state, he's going to hide under the closest
You
table.
notice that you can probably hide underneath this, like, bar table here, or this
Fuck it.
table would be the best option. Alrighty, please roll a hide roll.
Oh, the last time I did this, it went poorly.
Yes, it did.
1 point! That's by 1 point. 49 out of 50.
You succeed.
I'll take it.
Bucky, you see the lights go off and the wind sounds of the train pick up as Edward immediately, in a burst of adrenaline, sprints and basically ducks under the table as quickly as his wounds will allow. What would you like to do?
He's still heavily processing and staring off into nothingness, shaking slightly, just continuously muttering, "I'm sorry," over and over and over. Not to anyone in particular. He's just frozen, unable to do anything. Not really here.
Alrighty. Bud, what do you wish to do?
So, a threat is coming? Is that what's going on?
The conductor.
Oh,
The lights are off.
And Edward's hiding, and Bucky is hiding as well?
Nope.
Bucky's
I'm
just standing
exactly
there
where I
frozen.
was.
Bud's just gonna go over here and just, let's see. The lights are flickering?
They're off. Like, completely off.
1, 2. Bud's gonna just sit in the chair.
I'm ready.
As much as he understands, hiding would probably be the best thing to do right now, but the fact that he had to relive, like, essentially one of his most defining moments, he's a bit predisposed. Speaking of which, Elune, on roll 20, is the red circle our current sanity?
The red bar, yes.
Red bar.
The red circle / bar, yes.
Okay. So I'm at 50. I think 50. No, I did lose a sanity before. I think I'm like at 52, I believe.
That sounds right, yeah, because you've regained some.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, so as you all kind of sit there, Edward, you're hiding. Bucky, you're sitting. You're just standing there, clutching your head. Bud, you sit slumped down in the chair, reflecting. You all hear a single scream echo through the hallways of the train. Over the wind, over everything. A blood-curdling scream as if someone is being murdered. And then nothing.
Do
It's
we
quiet.
recognize the voice at all?
You do not. Of course, It's a bit too far away and started to tell. But as the sound finishes echoing and the wind dies down, the lights flicker back on. You are now left to your own devices. I will leave off the jazz as it no longer plays.
Edward kind of crawls out from under the table and he looks at the two of them, both traumatized. As Edward is less traumatized, and he goes, okay. One thing at a time. He goes to the closest person, who is Bucky. Bucky's just like standing there, right?
I'm standing, staring off into nothingness, like not here. Mentally not here.
Okay.
He was just
Edward,
muttering
like,
the words "I'm sorry" over and over.
Edward kind of like waves his hand in front of Bucky's face, like, Bucky. Bucky. He tries snapping his fingers. Bucky. Son. Child.
He
Dippy.
he sort of comes around at Sun and then further on with Dippy. Still not entirely here, but closer.
Edward does his best to bend down a little bit with his injuries. He goes, oh, jeez. Bucky. Are you okay? Stupid question, I know, but I have to ask just in case.
He stopped muttering, but he's not looking. He's looking at you because you're physically in front of him, but he's not making eye contact or showing any recognition that he knows you're there.
Okay, Edward puts both of his hands, like, once again, as he usually does, he telegraphs it very clearly and very slowly, and he slowly puts his hand, both of his hands on Bucky's cheeks. Bucky. Hey. It's okay. I'm right here. Remember, we are in the trains. In the subway. I almost got snapped in half.
With the physical touch and the words, you can see he's coming back. Dad?
Welcome back to the world of the living.
Dad?
Mm-hmm. I'm here. It's okay.
Where's Pop?
Edward kind of like looks over to what Bud is doing, and he is Bud doing the fucking Shinji in the chair pose right now?
Shinji in the chair?
You know, where he's like sitting like. Let me just pull up the Shinji in a chair image.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Shinji in the chair.
Will, I'm gonna put this in Misc Media. Here you go. This pose.
That one.
Alright, then let me take a look at it.
Sounds about right.
Discord's taking forever to load. No, I'm actually doing more like the David from what's it called? Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Ah. Okay. Edward looks over to Bud and then looks back at Bucky. I think he's having a crisis.
No.
No? You're not having a crisis? Good.
Clarity.
Good. Clarity. He's having a moment of clarity. You can see that little like ring around Edward's eyes, like his eyes are puffy. His eyes are a little bit red. Like not like super puffy because he hadn't been crying for that long, but you know, obviously he cried like a little bit.
He's not gonna say anything, but just reach his arms forward as if asking for a
Edward, spreads his arms out, like, come here. And he, like, lets Bucky, like, grab him. Be careful. There's still technically a hole. Hole? Crevice? I was cut open. Please be careful.
You can tell he's definitely like seeking out physical contact, but also is aware enough to know that no touchy the ouchie.
Yeah.
He's just gonna give Edward a hug because Edward's there. And
Yeah.
since you're like crouched down and he's mostly standing,
Mm-hmm.
his head is about level with yours, and you can hear him whisper, "Well, guess I'm never going back to her."
Edward has no context for this, so he goes, and you don't have to. He, like, rubs Bucky's back. He's not the best at hugging back, but him rubbing Bucky's back is trying. He's basically letting Bucky hug him while he's kind of just trying to be comforting in a way that's not hugging, because he's bad at it. He goes, do what you want.
So,
Now,
are we
and
ready to
that's
move
it.
on to the
Yes,
next car?
That depends. Are you ready to move on to the next car if you're having a moment of clarity?
No, I'm having it sold. I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah, I'm more than good.
You're grand even? Spectacular?
Not quite, but
Extraordinary even?
what are you trying to get at?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
he's gonna look up at this little exchange, and I wouldn't say let go of Edward, but like release the tightness of the hug and reach out towards Bud instead, just so
Edward
he can hug both of us.
Edward slowly stands.
Bud accepts the hug.
You're my family now. Oh, back
You know,
there.
Bud, I was implying that you look like shit right now, but I'll save that for later.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah, you have that look in your eyes like you just saw someone die.
People did die.
Did they?
I'm certain.
If you say so.
Okay, so ready to move on?
Yep. Let's go.
All right.
You see Edward kind of like rub his eyes again with like his like gloved thumb and like flick a little drop of wet away for a second. Let's go.
And then from there, Bud just nods and he walks along. Do we have to actually move ourselves in the next car, or is that a new map?
It's not, but I need to actually reveal it for you guys. Hold up. Ignore that a little tiny square of revealedness just existed. Here you go.
Go back to the other side of the map and then scroll up and you'll see it.
Time to teleport in chunks.
Before we continue on to this car, can I quickly go to the bathroom? I drank too much water.
We're gonna call a 5-minute break. Everyone back here by X15.
I will give context of the memory, but just not to the recording.
I mean, yeah, I do a little bit.
I appreciate your understanding.
Yeah. Friends have to be in other states.
Well, unfortunately for you, like if I show up, it's gonna get like some people will interpret it as it being really weird. But it's not to me. I've been around enough people in different age groups within this hobby to the
Yeah.
point it doesn't phase me.
Yeah.
Only people within the hobby are can make that distinction. I hope.
Yeah, when you play D&D, everyone's the same age. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, everyone just usually just plays a character that's essentially just their within their age group.
Yeah. I mean, I've done everything. Like, I had a 30-year-old. Obviously, this one's 12, so that's closer. Oh God, what's the other one? Oh, I had an elf. I had an elf elder at one point. He was, I think, like 300?
Mm-hmm.
Question mark. So yeah, I yeah, fun. Yeah, but you started talking. I'm like, uh-oh. I know.
Mm-hmm. I will say this. Bud is currently my current character that I've currently shared the most trauma with.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't mean to be a downer about it.
No, I again don't understand your personal experience, and yet know the overall.
Yeah.
I'm back from doing feminine hygiene shit.
We just need. Is Alun here?
Who knows?
Who
Edward
knows?
is the definition of something bad's happening, but I'm gonna put it off till later. Later being a week from now.
Yeah.
The
That is
prob
like
the problem has to be done that with that day within that day.
No, Edward, like when he has like an emotional issue, he'll put it off to the side if he's doing something more important. Worrying about surviving right now is more important than worrying about the fact that his parents aren't proud of him and that he's a disappointment. He'll think about that
Yeah.
later when he has the free thinking time to think about not dying, to think about something other than not dying.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bud can help you with that. Just you got a gun.
I do have a gun. No, he's thinking about not dying.
Yeah.
Also, Edward lives nowhere near where his parents are. He left them purposefully to live to go across the entire United States to get away from them. So that way they would stop pestering him. Because he is a disappointment.
Alun asked me that question, like, ooh, it was a couple weeks ago now. That the question for that moment.
Yeah.
That's not what I was expecting that he would do with that information. And so I was sort of just like, as you do, making it up on the fly because he deviated from my script. Anyway.
My answer was very straightforward. Edward is a disappointment to his parents, and he hates and fears being a disappointment because he's an only child of immigrants.
Yeah.
And he went to school for psychology and learned nothing, and
So
then has a job where he doesn't need any of what his degree taught him.
so because of the mum, England.
No, he's Irish. He's from Ireland.
That makes it worse.
I know. Yeah, he's Irish. He can't even speak Celtic or Irish.
Gaelic.
Gaelic. Thank you. He can't speak Gaelic. He can speak 5. He knows 5 words. He doesn't even know his own mother tongue. He is an incredible disappointment to his family.
Mm.
So
And
yes, well
that's
he
the
did.
fun thing of there's Scottish Gaelic and Irish Gaelic, which are distinctive, and people will get mad at you if you use the wrong one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they still get mad if you get the pronunciation wrong, but they never
Oh, yeah.
clarify if you get
Everyone
the
gets
pronunciation wrong.
everyone gets mad at people when they pronounce shit wrong. I mean, Rayquaza and Rayquaza, Arceus and
Eh?
Arceus. Pokemon. Those are Pokemon.
Mm.
What's the correct one? I don't know. Nor do I care. Raikou and Raikou. You know, tomato, tomato.
Like,
But yeah, Edward is a disappointment. So he did move away across the entire country on a whim. He also did it so that way his parents would stop bugging him and telling him how much of a disappointment he is.
yeah. Like,
Yeah, so now
Will,
he's part of the police.
that picture of a goat I sent you, the one with the jacket, I'm assuming you remember.
Well,
What?
Well,
What now?
the goat,
What
the
about?
goat picture I sent you of the one in the jacket,
Yeah.
her name is Roisin,
Uh
which
huh.
is Gaelic for little rose.
adorable.
That's cute.
Will, are you
Yeah.
somewhere where it's windy?
No.
We
Why?
can hear wind.
There's wind.
There's wind from your end.
Oh, because I have a fan on.
Yeah, we can hear it.
Oh.
Alright, fine, I'll take care of it.
I mean, I have a fan on, and I don't have that.
Why the fuck do you guys have fans on?
Because I overheat very easily.
Dude, it's like 19 degrees outside.
I don't
With a
care.
wind chill that makes it feel like 10.
I don't care. My room must always be dark and cold, because if it's not dark and cold, it's not fun.
Okay, it's actually going to be like warm-ish tomorrow. It's going to be 30 degrees instead of 10.
So like your soul.
Neat. Yeah, by the time I actually move, it's going to be 34 degrees based. I have to move all my stuff back. I don't wanna, but I gotta. I do get a room to myself though, which means I don't have to remove any of my things. Me,
Wuggy?
my roommate Bailey, and my other roommate Oliver basically all have singles right now.
Alright, motherfuckers, roll call time.
All here.
A loon.
Booble.
Me!
Tam.
Hi.
Will.
A loon.
Will should move his token.
Oh,
Will needs to teleport.
Teleportation time.
let's see.
This map goes farther up than expected. There's at least another 2 lines of this train left.
Where do I need to put my token?
Here.
Teleportation would be really convenient.
I mean in D&D, but this is unfortunately Call of Cthulhu.
And in real life. Like, being able to
No, but I mean,
teleport
like,
places-
when I say that, I mean there's teleportation in D&D.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, this is Call of Cthulhu, so unless one of
Sorry
us
if
gets
you
a
can hear my
magic body,
dog.
we cannot.
Yes, okay.
You know, I'll just move your token for you, Will.
Oh, okay.
Yoop.
Because I thought it was in the same area.
Nah, it's up here. Alrighty. You all enter this next car and find what appear to be 4 single hospital bed-esque suites. If you've ever been to a hospital, imagine, like, you know how they'll have, like, the curtains in between them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, each bed and patient area? That's pretty much what this is in this car.
I'm not jiving with this room.
Why not, Edward? Care to explain?
No. Edward looks at the beds and he kind of goes, you know, I would have loved to be stabbed in this room, on a bed. Would have been nice.
Yeah, it definitely would have been.
Mm-hmm.
How are the sheets?
They're clean white linen.
Alright, Bud scavenges it.
Alrighty. There are 8 beds, so you would get. Let's see.
Mania bandage. For
80
Edward.
feet of linen rope.
Wow.
And or, quite a few big pee-pee bandages.
Okay.
And it's gonna call it 80 feet of linen strips.
Alrighty.
Strips. With the chicken strips. Sorry.
Macaroni with the chicken strips. Oh. Okay. Anyways, that aside. So, Bud, you're scavenging the sheets. What would the rest of you two like to do?
Well,
No, hover around Edward. Like,
okay.
not physical touch, but like physical closeness is a good thing right now.
Edward, who doesn't feel like moving, because owie zowie, is going to let Bud do that, and he's going to look down at Bucky and go, so, what did you have to see? In the last car?
He's gonna sigh and like sort of curl his arms against his body in like a self-hug sort of situation. I was given a choice.
Oh. Choice for what?
Which family I want.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
And I chose her. You would have probably lost me.
Probably.
I don't like guns.
I'm aware. You don't have to think about it anymore. Try not to think about it.
But you?
What about me? It was nothing important.
You looked almost as bad as Pop did.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, he like looks away and then he looks down at Bucky and he goes, I'm just a disappointment. That's about all.
Don't that beat all?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I spent my time removing a few disappointments.
I'm not going to question that. Yep.
Removing is similar. What I do.
Edward looks between Bud and Bucky, kind of concerned.
Oh,
My
okay.
parents just yelled at me. Did you guys kill people?
It was
You killed someone, didn't you?
implied. I wasn't looking.
Implied. He
Yeah.
like turns to Bud. Did you kill people?
Oh yeah.
Person? Oh.
Oh yeah.
What a world we live in.
Given the opportunity, I made the same decision twice.
Yikes. I just got yelled at by my parents for being a disappointment because I pursued something that they didn't want me to pursue, and then I moved across the entire United States so that way they would stop bothering me. So honestly, I thought that was bad, but unfortunately, you guys both got the end of the "this is horrible" stick.
Shtick, yeah.
Yep.
Didn't really
I'm one
fully
lucky
process
fellow.
until after.
not worry about this anymore. Let's keep going. We have more important things to worry about than that.
Okay.
I'll think about it when I get back to my apartment and take a shower and ignore seeing the doctor. Let's go
All right, let's go.
to the next car.
Cool, I need to reveal it. Give me a second.
Oh
Like on
yeah,
reveal.
here. I need to change Edward's maximum. I keep forgetting to change Edward's maximum sanity to 95 because it's 95 right now.
Yes.
Or is it 94?
Ooh,
It's 94. Yeah, it's 94. I lost 5 maximum sanity because of spells. Spelly spells.
Spells.
Spells. Spelly spells, if you will.
So, as you enter this car, you notice that it appears to be an old kind of galley-style kitchen, with 2 tables in the middle that appear to be set up for, more people than, because the map isn't accurate. There's a bunch of stools around those, as if they're set up for more people than really they should feasibly hold. The counters are packed with different utensils and stacks of plates and just an overflowing of stuff. The floors are same kind of white tile as the ones in the previous room, and everything in here looks strangely clean, almost uncomfortably so.
Is it more like hospital room sterile, like that kind of
Yes.
like uneasy?
That kind of uncomfortably clean, yes.
Oh.
Edward's not jiving in this room either. He's kind of just like slowly walking around everything. He would go fast, but unfortunately he is wounded. So he slowly walks around everything and kind of just goes, I hate it here. I want to go home and take a shower.
Preaching to the converted.
Oh yeah. I want to take a shower so bad. Well, I know what I miss? Soap. And also not having my clothes covered in blood. Taking this to my dry cleaner will be an awful experience.
Isn't his coat... Your coat is, like, totaled.
Yeah, his coat is totaled, but he can also try and attempt to get it fixed. Like, he has to get, like, cleaned first before someone can tailor it back together. Unfortunately, I didn't happen to learn the art of sewing because that is for women only.
True.
Though it would be very great if they taught men how to sew, then I could fix my own clothes. But no, misogyny.
I learned a little bit out of necessity, but that was a while.
I did not. I was raised, attempted to be raised as the perfect little American boy. Did it work? No. So no, I don't know how to sew, but I do know how to use a gun. We live in a country. Land of the free. Ugh. Land of the free, my
Free.
ass.
To go to Oregon.
And then from there, Bud is just going to move on to the next car.
Alrighty. Beatus yeetus the darkness.
I'm
Alrighty.
really tempted to turn the stove on, but I think that's a...
What?
There's a stove. I was really tempted to turn it on.
No.
Alrighty. So, Edward, the minute you enter this room, you get really bad vibes. Like, you know when you enter somewhere and you just feel like you're not supposed to be there?
Yeah.
You get that kind of feeling the second you enter this car.
Edward
As
leaves.
basically nothing as... let me finish explaining.
Okay,
So basically,
yeah, go
when you
ahead.
enter this room, the wind that's kind of been throughout the train car, and, the whispers. You've heard the whispers. I mean, like, they're back now. As you enter in here, you almost can make out like soft words, almost like such as like, just all sorts of like small short phrases filled with, like mistrust and just like, suicidal and depressive thoughts, all that kind of stuff the second you enter this room, and you just immediately feel like a sinking feeling in your stomach once you enter.
Edward frowns and kind of goes, ooh. The jives in here are icky.
I guess Bud is just going to go over here.
Alrighty, so as you kind of walk through, as you're looking at the chairs, and all of them appear to be clean and orderly, except for the ones in this table, which you see are basically splattered with, like, filth and blood. Which is the
Nice.
only unclean thing you've seen in this set of cars.
Mm-hmm. Is it? Are we
Lovely.
able to gauge about how long it's been?
Oh, that's fresh blood. Oh, it's
Uh,
fresh.
Edward's gonna cover Bucky's eyes with his hand.
It's fresh blood, and, as you kind of narrow your eyes at the, like, other stuff, you realize that's pieces of organs. Someone just
Ooh,
recently got dismembered here.
ooh,
Fantastic.
that is a no-no.
Well, now we found the source of those screams from earlier. This makes sense.
It certainly does. And then from there, Bud is just going to instinctively take out his knife.
Alrighty.
Edward, with one hand, is still covering Bucky's eyes, but he's going to put a hand on his gun. And click off the safety in its holster.
Alrighty.
Bucky was gonna say, "What?" He was in the process of saying, "What are you do?" And then he hears the click. He's immediately silent and tense.
Edward kind of like turns Bucky so that way he's facing away from the blood and gore and puts his hand away from Bucky's eyes and like puts his hand on his shoulder and he goes, "It'll be okay.
Hmm.
Lucky for you, I was taught gun safety. Lucky. Lucky for me."
Hmm.
Let's go.
All right, let's move on.
Alrighty. So as you enter this car, I would like to say the map is not entirely accurate.
Okay.
I will explain what I mean as I walk in.
Well, you're first. You have to move your token.
Yeah.
Will.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty. So, Bud, as you enter this car, please roll me a sanity save. Edward, you're technically immune to this. But Bucky, you are not.
Shit.
Alrighty.
Shit. What's funny number? I'm good.
All right. Here we go. Here we go.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm all good.
18.
You're very good.
You both succeed. You both take 2 sanity damage.
What
All right.
is it?
So,
You
as you
sticky
both
one?
walk in, you immediately all just get hit by an absolutely rancid smell of decay and death. And as you kind of poke your head in, Bud, you see that this car, every single seat is filled with the dead body of what appears to be some sort of like hospital or doctor of some sort, all tied basically to the chairs, with 3 puncture wounds through each of their stomachs. And much like the body you found on the first train.
Oh, so yeah. What's
This
his
is
name?
a room full of corpses of doctors.
Francis just really hates doctors, apparently.
Edward walks in. He goes, "Ooh, scrumptious! It smells lovely in here. Love the work that they've done, though. Fantastic."
As soon as Bucky realized what is around him, he stopped dead in his tracks and is like, you know, the like he can't not look away.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just stuck staring at everything, starting to breathe heavily.
Oh. Edward looks back at Bucky and goes, "Oh, whoops," and he will cover Bucky's eyes back up with his hand.
Mm.
Yeah. Stop looking at those.
This
Hmm.
what's all of this?
Bodies. Dead bodies. Of doctors. You know, now I'm glad that my parents didn't have me go into the medical field. Or they wanted me to, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't go into the medical field.
Hmm.
For this, in particular.
But Bud is just going to wait. By now he's probably no longer like in a state of clarity. So for now, I'm just going to say, I'm going to say that Bud is currently like he's been around like his fair share of like immediate death. So he's a little bit revolted, and he takes out like one of the linen, and he uses it to cover his mouth.
Alrighty.
That's what he does.
Would you all like to proceed?
Yes, let's do it.
Alrighty.
Kid, I'm assuming you're sort of just like guiding Bucky, both covering his eyes.
Yeah, Edward is having a great time.
The child is not. He's not having a good day.
All of you, if you go back to the same side of the map where the roast started, please move your tokens into the
Eh.
room there.
I'll move Edward all the way over. I zoomed all the way out last time to do this. This is really annoying, though.
Yeah, I didn't. This is. I like being and I can see stuff, but it means I have to move it annoying. Wait, what do you mean all the way back?
And then look up.
Ah, oh, okay. I see. I'm covered.
All right, let me just get move my to the.
Very sparkly, I might add.
Yeah, technically only this is what you see, though. This is just the map I could find.
Yeah, but still very sparkly.
Okay, here I am.
Alrighty. As you all enter this car, you hear the wind stop and the whispers grow louder. The train slowly seems to come to a halt, brakes grinding on, as a door on the side slowly opens up. You hear that same monotone voice on the intercom. Welcome to your final stop. Please exit the train at your own pace. You have reached Station 3, the asylum. Take all possessions and enter the place where you'll be We seek to help you. Help you. Help you. Please exit the train at your own pace.
I don't like that.
Yeah, that was actually like genuinely kind of like unnerving because of the. It's such a cliche, but it's a good one.
Edward will exit the train first.
All right, Bud is going to just hop off, but then once he hops off, he basically positions himself in a way where he's able to help catch Bucky when he gets off the train.
All the hair on my body just stood on end. That's a bad sign.
IRL?
Yes?
Something good. We're about to enter that really good cliffhanger shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's only been, what, almost 4 hours? We can keep going.
Nah.
Oh.
Alone.
Alright, do you exit the train, Tam?
Yes.
You all exit the train and watch as the door slowly closes behind you. You find yourself in a dark, pitch black even, though not quite because of the lights from the train, abandoned hospital. You sit in a ward worn from age, dirt covering the once previously white walls, and almost what you make out as blood splattering parts of the floor. Everything is in disarray, with scalpels and other tools lying across the floor, rolls of bandages that once were in their containers spread across, rolled along the hallway. The train slowly pulls away from behind you, leaving you alone in the final station. And that is where we will end our session for today.
Ooh, baby.
Damn it!
All right, everybody.
Going through with the cliffhangers.
So everybody say bye to the recording.
Bye,
Bye,
recording.
recording.
And then. Yep. Okay.
Oh, did you all